Hello.
Us, we live. Time for some maybe smooches, but maybe not smooches. But
We'll find out.
usually smooches. Yeah, I didn't come up with a clever title, so it's literally just Starcrossed.
We debated cheesy puns, but
Yeah, oh man, we debated some really cheesy titles for the game, but we decided not to. Hi everyone, hi Kalia, hi Dustin, hi Rena. You managed to stay awake, oh no! Stay for like a little bit and then go to bed. Take care of yourself.
Rita.
Yeah, so we're gonna play Starcrossed and Jason's gonna explain it.
Yeah, okay. And I have a command.
Yep.
Bam. So, Starcrossed is a game. It's a TTRPG created by Alex Roberts, who is really kind of amazing and is now working on multiple games. She also did For the Queen, which is coming out soon, I believe.
So amazing. Oh, For the Queen's already out, isn't it?
Maybe it is already out.
It is already out.
Okay. That is also very good.
Mm-hmm.
Starcrossed is a game of forbidden love. It's basically two players playing two characters who, are falling for each other, but for some reason just can't act on it, or at least can't at the start of the game. And it is usually played with a Jenga tower, very much like Dread style. Whenever one of the characters does certain moves, you pull a block from the Jenga tower. But since we can't really do an online Jenga tower, there's an online hack of the game which uses D20s and boxes on a spreadsheet, which are on the screen.
Mm-hmm. This one is by JL Nice Girl, or Lauren, is
Yep.
my understanding. I'm pretty sure. I think she's told me before.
She's the last that modified this version.
Yeah. She's the last to fix this one up, because I know she did tell me who else she worked with this one on, but I don't remember. But go check out Lauren. She's amazing.
So we're going to be using that, and I mean, do you want me to explain how that works, or?
Should we explain
I can do
how
that.
I can go over to the other screen so everyone can sort of see how it works a little bit. Well, the screen I'm on right now has the basics. Like literally, it tells you when you play with the Jenga tower, before you even start playing the game, you have to pull some extra blocks. So you're doing D20s for that. What does it say? Check off that number. When you've rolled that same number 5 times, the tower falls down. So you'll see all this on the other side of the screen. There's a lead and a follow in this game. We've decided who's doing what for that. Attraction score is calculated automatically.
It was really never up for debate.
It was never up for debate. It was very easy to know who was playing what. So I'll go over to the play screen so you can see. So on the left side here, you can see sort of what it looks like, how when it gets into the red, if you've rolled the same number 5 times. That's when the tower falls down. Kaboom! Up at the top here, where I'm moving my mouse around, that's sort of the character build. And it's actually, you do a mix of writing your own and writing what you think of the other person, which is, sort of your character's view of the other character. And then, yeah, am I talking too much? Do you want to take over?
I would just add that there's a lot of Starcrossed is built around a lot of above the table conversation between the two players, and also safety tools are built right into it. So even though there are things where I answer questions about Jess's character and she answers questions about my character, at any time either one of us could say, no, we're not comfortable with that, and we just come up with a different answer. And the same thing goes for during the game. It's easy to just change the story if you don't like the direction it's going.
Yeah.
And I guess I can also say that the difference between the lead and the follow, the lead starts off scenes and the follow decides when a scene ends. And there are multiple scene prompts. They go in a certain order. And you work your way through them. And you usually don't get through all of them. I don't think I've ever gotten through every scene. No, I haven't. Never gotten through every scene before the tower falls.
Yeah, I've had it end on the second or third scene before.
Yeah.
So that's not uncommon. And also the way of playing with dice, it's actually really good. They've done a really good job with it. The sheet is really excellent. But the thing that's hard to simulate is that whenever you're talking in character, you're supposed to be touching the tower. You're supposed to like be touching the Jenga tower. Are your lights flickering on enough?
My light left of me just like went off. I don't know why. It's back on now. Spooky.
You're haunted. Well, hopefully you're haunted by romantic ghosts.
That's a whole different Starcrossed game.
That is a Starcrossed game. Why aren't we doing that one? Guys, write it down. Possible Starcrossed game, haunted romantic ghosts.
Yes.
Ooh, or maybe a ghost and a ghost hunter.
Yeah, or someone who's being haunted.
Yeah, someone who's being haunted, kind of like exploring their haunted house. These are all good things. So I'm just gonna say that normally, like almost every time I've played Starcrossed, we've completely come up all the characters and all the scenes, all of it kind of on the fly, on the spot. For this one, me and Jason did come up with like the basis of our characters, the character name, and we did talk about some possible like interactions they might have. But yeah, like you can totally do that all on the fly. This game is so fun and versatile and approachable, and it doesn't even have to be. I think some people might be intimidated by the idea of it being like a super smoochy game, which it can be. It can be an extremely smoochy game, but it could also be a very not smoochy game, because I've had more games be not smoochy than smoochy, I think.
Yep.
I've had a lot of games where like the ultimate top tier romantic moment is that the characters held hands. I had one where we were playing both as like trees, so our ultimate romantic moment was that their branches started to grow together, like
Which is adorable.
it was so good. EA Sports, the smoochy game. Hi Victor, hi Ian, hi everyone. You haven't heard of this game? How have you not heard of this game? I'm shocked because I feel like as this was coming out, I feel like it was all over my feed for a long time. This was like
There were a lot of people talking about it.
there were a lot of people screaming about this game for a while, and like it's so good, and I cannot recommend it enough because it is so versatile and you can play it with so many, like in so many different ways. I just highly recommend it. So yeah, go ahead.
I've even heard of people playing actually firsthand in my Planescape campaign, when two of the players were doing an epilogue. They played out part of the epilogue of their characters using Starcrossed, and then they sort of narrated it afterwards.
Yeah.
So I've seen people use it for like side scenes with their characters from other games.
Yeah, no, Victor, I totally get it. Like, I was intimidated by it. Dustin just said in chat that he was intimidated. Like, the first time I went to play, I was like, please be easy on me. like, please, like, be nice and easy to me. But, like, let's, but it's not. It doesn't have to be intimidating. It doesn't have to be highly sexual. It doesn't have to be, like, anything, like, super intense. Like Jason just said, you could play out characters you already know and like and exist and sort of just put them through these sorts of moments. Or you can make up new characters on the spot. Almost all the characters I've played for this have been made up like on the fly, like completely on the fly. And you just improv and you go with it and you say yes. So Jason, you did say like that the lead and follow have different moves, right? And that the lead starts the scene and the follow ends the scene. Did you say their difference of ability? Did you say
I did not yet. Yeah. So there's each character has a set of moves that they can do. Some of those moves are free. You don't have to pull a brick or make a roll when you do them. And either side can do them at any time. And those are describing your movements or describing your environment. So either the lead or follow can just do those in the scene freely. There are some moves that you have a limited number of them you can do throughout the game, and how that limit is set depends on whether you're the lead or follow. So the lead can do a bunch of, was it 8? I think it's 8 intentional touches against the follow or intentionally revealing something personal about themselves. Because they're sort of the lead personality in the duo. They can do those intentional moves
that big
more
lead
often.
energy.
Yes, exactly. But only once per game can the lead unintentionally touch the follow or unintentionally reveal something about themselves. And the follow is flipped to that. The follow can do unintentional touches and unintentional revealings frequently, but can only once do an intentional touch or an intentional reveal. It's a big moment for the follow to do something intentional. And all of those moves, all of the intentional, unintentional touches, or the intentional and unintentional revealing something personal, require you to pull a block, or in our case, make a roll. Because those are sort of important moments. And when the tower falls in Starcrossed, the characters act on their feelings in some way. That doesn't always have to be smooches. It could be all sorts of things, ways of acting on their feelings. And it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to have a happy ending, depending on when it happens and all kinds of other factors.
Yeah. Yeah. So that just, that's kind of, you're at the point, oh my god, I just saw that you wrote a clueless human boy! I just read that part!
I wrote that the other night, too.
I didn't see it. It's so good. I'm so sorry. I just love it. Oh, okay, let me I'm not gonna get any composure, but yeah, it's just kind of where you get to the point where you're like, okay, now we have to rack up our points. So you have these down here in the bottom left, you have these attraction points, and you get those by doing actions that require rolls and stuff like that. And every time you roll, you increase your attraction. You're sort of getting more and more involved with the other person. And so there is in the book, there is sort of like a little breakdown of like, you have this to this many points. It's probably not going to happen. You have this to this many points. Like, it could, but it's really rough. Like, you have this to this many points. Somehow, to defy all odds, you're gonna make it work. Like, that's kind of how it is. And it's so great. Like, it's so, like, you just kind of get into that epilogue mode when you knock the tower over. You're like, this is, okay, what happens now? I know Dustin and I think, are one of the only ones I think the game that Dustin and I played is one of the only ones where we did not earn a happy ending, and we're like, well, shucks. Like, I guess we're writing a sad story now. But it's fun because it's so good and and interesting, and even when it's sad, it's good. Like, I love it. Like, some characters just aren't good. The whole point of it is they are star-crossed lovers, right? There's things in the way. And oftentimes there are good reasons why they just can't be together. I love that.
Yeah, I've had ones that ended, I mean, they had a happy ending, but only for a certain time, and then it gets sad. Like, there was, I played with Megan, a vampire and a vampire hunter.
Oh, no!
And they got together, but the vampire hunter never let her turn him.
Oh, yeah,
so he eventually died of old age, and she was still alive or undead.
That's so sad. Yeah. So I don't know what's gonna happen for these two kids, but should we start working through should we start working through these rules, through this list?
Through the questions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can say who our characters are first.
Yeah. Do we want to explain our characters a little bit? What do we want to do here?
I think we should explain them a little bit.
Okay. Do you want to go first?
Sure.
Because I have to go first the whole rest of the game.
Yes. If it wasn't already immediately clear, I'm playing the follow. And I am Ethan Allister. His little thing in the spreadsheet says, I am a clueless human boy. Basically, I'm an adult now. I've just graduated college. But I've come back home after graduating college. And I had grown up with a friend who I spent a lot of time with, but everybody had sort of convinced me that this friend was imaginary, that I was making it all up. And then I went away to college and this friend was no longer there. And so I kind of was convinced that this friend was imaginary the whole time and I had created them to have company. But now I'm returning home and that will change.
Yep, that. I love your name. It is like the most human. It's like human von human. Like it's so good white, like good little boy. Like it's so, I love it.
Yeah, he's also definitely wears scarves and sweaters and all that.
Yeah.
That's definitely like I'm just leaning into all that.
So I went with the name Lamora, and basically my character is a dryad or a nymph or a tree spirit, kind of however you want to imagine that. And she lives in the forest behind Ethan's childhood home. And, you know, they actually kind of grew up together. Like, they spent kind of their... I don't know if she would have been as young, because to be a significant tree that's, like, climbable and stuff like that, I'd have to be a little bit older. But I think for a tree spirit, she's very young, and they grew up together. I think, if anything, I think we kind of decided that, you know, Ethan was her first foray into humans, and she doesn't know exactly. So I think a lot of what she did and what she sort of started to present herself as was sort of based on the human characteristics she saw in him. And I think she kind of learned human-y things from her human friend.
At least a few.
Yeah, at least a few things. So they kind of grew up together. They spent their seasons together, and then, you know, he stopped showing up as much. He stopped visiting as much to her tree and to her forest, and then he just went away. He just left, and she was alone in her forest, you know? And it sucks. So that's I think about where the story is when we sort of discussed starting it.
Yep. But we have to answer the other questions.
Yeah, we still have to do the questions before we can even get into the scenes. So, I'm the lead, Elmora, and what are their most attractive features? I get to write this about myself. And yep. Jason gets to write the same equivalent for himself, for his character, for Ethan. So let's see. Scott, I see your comment in chat. We debated a pun like that for the title, and we stayed away from it. So what's the most attractive feature? I'm trying to think of how to word what I want. Oh no, your thing is cutting out. I can't see it. How do I see?
Did I write something too
long?
long?
No, I thought it was too long, but it's not. Right. Kind daydreamer. Soft, soulful eyes. Oh, yes. Muffin. Oh, sweet boy. Yeah, because I was thinking sort of the opposite, like... Kind of like, oh, fiery's not quite right, because it's a different element. But I've definitely... God, I can't type. I just wrote ass instead of ass. She's got an ass that won't quit.
I was gonna say, it could be an attractive feature.
I went with as interesting and changing as the seasons, because she definitely changes with the seasons. That's definitely booty, exactly. That is number one, her top trait. She got stems, baby. Okay, and so these next two ones, if you can see, the boxes are actually italic. For these ones, we write them for the other person. So I get to write for Ethan, what about them do they not realize is attractive?
And I get to do that for Lamora.
Yeah. That thick trunk, exactly. Sorry, I just love it. That
is one of them.
It's definitely. Okay. Oh,
I'm so tempted to use that as one of the.
I know. um, because I want you already wrote kind and daydreaming. I'm also gonna write. I think also. Hmm. Baby got bark. Oh no. That's amazing. um hmm. This tree fucks. I just
What?
read that. Oh my god. Amazing. Yes, absolutely. Please go ahead and make a count or a record of how many tree puns people come up with, because that is excellent so far. Feel free. That's
We need like an incrementing command or something.
yeah, we need a command that is just like a pun counter. If it's just a general pun counter, it will work for anything, not even just this. Start it now. I leave it to someone else, Victor. Amazing. What do I want? What do I want?
Hmm.
Woo! I got one. Can I just double check Ethan's pronouns are he, him?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. I think Lamora's pronouns are she, her. We did decide on a particular kind of tree, and as a plant nerd, I did have to look into it, and it is both monoecious and dioecious, which means the tree could be one gender, which isn't an all the time thing with plants. It's kind of a good, cool, interesting, special thing.
We spent a great deal of time just figuring out what tree.
It was really important to look up trees because it needed to be pretty, it needed to be climbable, it needed to have different seasonal interests, to have pretty flowers, it had fruit, it has a little bit of everything, smells
All
nice,
those things you look for in a romantic partner.
Yeah, exactly. Really nice bark. I really like, it just... Oh, did you decide what Ethan looks like at all? Did you, imagine him at all?
I left that kind of vague in case you threw anything out there.
Because I debated doing a physical trait just now. I debated Well, I already wrote two.
Did you?
Curious and sweet. Yeah, I did. And then...
Oh, now I see it.
Oh, it's because I was on it. You couldn't see it. Sure. So I wrote that he's curious and sweet, and that he shares his world with her. And that's really attractive to her.
I need a second one still for Lamora.
Yeah. Yeah, I was debating saying that you maybe had hair that kind of floofed down in your face, sort of either a dark blonde or a light brown, kind of mousy.
I like it.
I think you probably have glasses, and I feel like you've probably always had glasses, and she's probably, when they were kids together, she definitely stole his glasses sometimes and didn't get it. I was like, what the heck are these? What is the point of this?
Yep,
else?
I will definitely go with all of that.
I think you were definitely a scraggly kid, but they also did a lot of climbing trees and running through the forest together. So they were both very athletic, but I think he was maybe a little more stringy. Is that?
I believe it. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Does that make sense? Or did you want to, now I'm making you up. Are you going to make me up?
No, it's fine. Well, we already decided that you change based on the seasons.
Yeah, I definitely changed based on the...
And I think that's sort of your skin, hair color, eye color, all sort of changes, and probably little elements about you. I could imagine in the fall, maybe there are little leaves or something that fall off of you.
Ooh, yeah, in the fall, I think we discussed she has sort of because we've discussed clothing as an issue. So I
Yes, we
definitely
spent a
think,
lot of time on this
yeah,
too.
she has a lot of like sort of like long vine-like or like branchy or like hair, and I think it's usually I think maybe like in the spring it's like a light blonde yellow green, and then it goes into like a deeper green in the summer, and then maybe it goes like red in the autumn. Like it goes kind
Hmm.
of like I think in the winter she hibernates. We discussed this. Ook just asked in chat, and I think personally she went away in the winters. I think she went to sleep, and I think we discussed a little bit. I like the idea of like she's almost always around her tree, but she can move away from her tree. She doesn't have to. She's not trapped directly. Like she can't. She doesn't have to like always be touching her tree, but it's
But she has to take care of her tree.
yeah. She has to take care of her tree, and she can like I think she can I don't know about poof away, but maybe disappear into the tree. I think she can go into the tree.
Yeah, I think so too. That's
Yeah.
probably where she hibernates
Yeah.
in the winter.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's what we decided. Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you that she's more athletic than he is. Like they probably climbed the tree all the time when they were younger, but
Yeah.
she was always better at it than him, of course.
It's literally a part of her though.
Yeah.
She probably cheated a few times and just like booped up. Like she probably totally cheated a few times because she would do that.
And now Mocha is here, like making himself comfortable right next to me.
Hey Mocha.
Yeah. What else do we have to answer? Oh yeah.
Why can't they act on their feelings? So why can't Lamora act on her feelings?
Well, we talked about this a little bit in advance.
Can you see what I just wrote?
Yes, I do see that.
Also, I love that we do have a working tree pun count in chat now. Thank you, Kalia.
Awesome.
Hot your face. But yeah, and I think we discussed that I imagine her having sort of like a soft gray brownish looking skin, not unlike Bark, and that I definitely think she styles it a little bit more now. I don't know if like Ethan brought his mom's fashion magazines into the forest at any point or something, but she's definitely now like occasionally fashioned her like Bark skin into different areas where it like looks like she has boots. It looks like she has like something fancy going on like all the way from her chest to her shoulders. Like there's this flaring like she does different things. She dresses herself in herself like
in plant stuff.
in plant stuff. Yeah. That's what I think.
Yeah, I probably definitely brought you magazines and stuff. And probably we occasionally went people watching.
Yeah.
That's how you learn some things about
like,
people.
What the heck is happening there? Like, what are those humans doing? Yeah. Yeah. She basically, yeah, we definitely discussed, Scott, she basically has the Druidcraft cantrip all the time.
Yeah, she can do minor nature magic
She
stuff.
can do very minor nature magics. Like, nothing super intense. But yeah, mostly she, like, protects her tree and, like, the forest a little bit. And
that sort of answers your next question, too.
Yeah, yeah.
Why me going away was important, because you couldn't really leave.
Yeah. Did you write something underneath I grew up?
No, that's what I just...
Okay, sorry. I
I
thought maybe there was more stuff. Yeah, so basically she... Oh, I had caps on for shouting.
We're just shouting everything now.
She can't leave the forest, basically. So...
And I wrote that no one believed me about Lamora.
Yeah.
They all thought Lamora was just my imaginary friend.
Yeah. So I think that's them. Are we gonna start playing?
I think so.
I actually got these like pretty. Jason actually gave me these oddly enough, and I'm gonna play with these beautiful green Dryad perfect dice.
And I have green and black dice that
Ooh.
Megan I won from a giveaway that Megan did.
I love it. Okay. So before we even start, it says on the rules, in case you missed them, on the other side of the sheet there are the rules. Also, in case you missed it, Jail Nice Girl or Lauren made or updated. Was the most recent person to make these sheets, and that's what we're using. And it's a online modification of Starcrossed, the game by Alex Roberts, who's amazing. Go check her out and all her stuff. Oh,
You have to spell it right.
no, I don't. There we go, I did it. Yeah, so it's normally played with a Jenga tower, so before you even start with the Jenga tower, you have to pull a few bricks to start. So we both have to roll 3 times, right?
Yes.
So the equivalent for this is that we're going to roll our d20s 3 times each and pull or check those boxes, basically.
Wow,
Ooh.
good spread.
Yeah, we didn't get any doubles. Nice. That's good. That's good. That's a good start.
And this might be a good thing to check the rules on, but do you remember what attraction score we're supposed to worry about the percentile rolls or the touching the tower?
I don't remember.
I think it says over in the instructions.
Does it? On the instruction side? Start at 20. When you pull a brick from the tower, check off that number. Once you've rolled the same number 5 times, the tower falls. Follow moves are listed. Seed prompts are listed. Attraction score is calculated automatically. Ah! Scott, thank you for gifting that sub to Victor. Victor, touch my butt. Use those butts. Sorry, I just love saying stuff about my butt. Decide how you'll handle the touching tower. I recommend rolling a percentile dice based on attraction score, or if you would prefer not to use dialogue rolls, have the tower fall on a 4.
So it doesn't say at what attraction score you start.
Yeah, it doesn't say.
I think. I think in the past we did it over 10 attraction score.
After the attraction score is at 10 is when you start.
Yeah.
Rolling. Yeah, because so in case you missed it, our attraction score is at 0 right now, so it's this number down here. And when you play with the tower in person, every time you're like talking in character, you're supposed to be touching the tower. And it's supposed to add that additional bit of drama,
risk,
and fear, and risk, and all that sort of jazz. So people have come up with a few different systems. Some people I know just will hold onto their dice and then like roll it. Some people will, so there's still a physical thing, or like the rules on this one say that you roll percentile dice, and as long as you don't roll under your attraction number, the tower does not fall. Right?
Yep.
So basically, yeah, it gets more and
This
more
is
likely
usually
the
the part
higher
of
up
the
you
rules
go.
I forget the most often.
Yeah.
But we will wing it as we're going through.
Yeah. Okay. Are you ready?
I am ready.
We're doing this?
We're doing this.
Okay. So I'm the lead, so I have to start the scene. So, did we discuss this? You're back. You're home.
Yes, I'm back.
Okay. So,
And
you didn't think of anything. You just thought you would go for a walk in the forest, right? You just like.
Yeah, I mean, I remember that the forest was important to me when I was a child and growing up. So when I get back,
And I mean, it's still a really nice forest.
right. One of the
It's
first things I do is I go for a walk in the forest.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, I have to admit, I'm a little bit curious. I mean, I've pretty much assumed that you were my imaginary friend.
Do you remember that you had an imaginary friend? You're just
I definitely
convinced
remember.
it was an
I've just
imaginary
been
friend now, right?
convinced by people that you were never real,
Okay.
that I just created you.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay. I like it. So, I think the scene is...
What season is it?
That's what I was thinking. I was like, it's either late spring or early summer.
Okay.
It's definitely like right on that. It's right on that line, I think. And I think you start going through the forest. I think it's definitely, yeah, because stuff is already blooming. There's leaves on the trees. Like, stuff is out. It's not like that early spring where stuff is still sprouting. Stuff has sprouted. There are like, low-lying woodland flowers. There's a bit of a treaded path, both from you and other people have used this forest before, have like walked through it. Particularly you you remember the trail from when you were a kid. It's still trodden, but there is fresh growth over it. No one has walked on it this year. So it's still fresh and still clean. And I think, I think you have to go into the forest a little bit. The tree isn't just immediately on the entrance of the forest. It's a little bit in, so you do have to walk for a little bit.
And I think that as I'm walking down the path, and the path has sort of grown over in the past few years, I sort of look at the path and I note that how well it's grown over, and I kind of assume, well, yeah, okay, I must have been an imaginary friend because no one's walked this path in a long time. It's all grown over. But I'm still curious, and I still want to go see the tree that I used to climb.
Yep.
So I keep going deeper into the forest, walking down the path.
Yes, I love it. So yeah, as you go in, it's mostly it's not ridiculously dense. There's some parts that are a little more dense. There are some parts that are a little more open. But it definitely closes off for a second, and then you almost walk into a bit more of an open space. And I think there's even enough spacing between some of the branches that there is some of those sunbeams coming down. And you see it up ahead. You see the tree, and it's significant and it's impressive, and it's not the tallest tree, but it has a really nice trunk and crown, and sort of
we already established it has a nice trunk.
Yeah, it has a very nice trunk. And yeah, it definitely sort of opens up, and it has it does sort of the trunk does sort of split and have that thing where it's not one big consistent trunk that goes straight up. It does sort of split into a few pieces, and you can remember climbing on some of these more lateral ones that sort of bent over and just laying across them and stuff like that. You do remember this tree.
And we had decided it was a large mulberry tree.
Yeah, it's a very large mulberry tree. I don't think it has fruit yet, but it might have some very early flower. Maybe it probably has buds.
Okay.
Good stems and good buds. And a really excellent trunk. But yeah, you sort of, I think you're standing for a moment taking in the tree, and I think a figure sort of steps out from around the tree and kind of looks at you with a bit of a quizzical look, a little bit of a grin, but also a little bit of not the most impressed with you. And there's definitely a bit of a leaning on it, and just well, you're back, huh? Fancy seeing you here. It's been a while.
Am I imagining this again? Maybe since I'm back here in the forest, the tree. Yeah. I definitely. We both look older because time has passed.
Definitely.
But I definitely recognize you. You're the same person I grew up with.
Yep.
I just step a little bit closer to you.
Yeah, she's leaning against the tree, arms crossed, definitely leaning pretty hard on an angle, but very comfortable. and very like, this is my space, like very, like, well, look what the cat dragged in type thing.
Lamora?
Oh, so you remember my name. Interesting. That's funny. I thought you had completely forgotten about me.
Well, I didn't forget about you, but everyone told me you weren't real.
Since when do you listen to everyone? Since when do they know what's happening?
Well, I had to go away to school, and I mean, I never saw you anymore, so I started to believe that maybe they were right.
You didn't see me anymore because you left. You were gone. I went looking for you and you never came back. But yeah, and she like walks right up to him and like, what does she do here? I think she takes off his glasses and waves a hand right in front of his eyes.
Hey, I need those.
She's like, yeah, I'm real. Can you see? Can you see? I know you can't see well, but I'm here. And then like sticks them back on his face a little bit rough, and I'm gonna take that as a like intentional touch.
Oh, so you want to check that off too on the?
Yep. That is. Doop. Boop.
Oh, no doubles yet. But I mean, you never. No one ever saw you outside the forest, and I mean, you never went to school or anything.
'Cause I live here. You knew that. How were you smarter as a child? I thought you went away to school to get smarter. How does this human school is broken? Did you? You?
That might be right, but I don't understand. I mean, how do you live here?
How do I live here? I belong here. I am part. I am. She's like so unimpressed with him right now. She's like, I don't even. And she
that doesn't make any sense, though.
She's gonna like just turn away, walk away from him, and like put her like arms crossed back up against the tree, staring him straight on in the eyes, and then fade into the tree. And I'm gonna take that as a big reveal.
Yeah, I think so.
Oof. 20.
He just sort of stares at the tree because you vanished into the tree, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in there. I'm like grumpy as heck. I still have my arms crossed inside the tree.
And Mocha's now appearing on camera here.
Oh, Mocha.
Yeah, so he just sort of stares at the tree with his like jaw drops a little bit. And then he approaches the tree and touches the bark. He's checking. I mean, it's solid to him, but
yeah.
I also think, though, if when he's touching the bark, that might be an unintentional touch.
Yeah, I absolutely think that touching the tree, yeah, is kind of an indirect way of touching her. So yeah, you're touching my tree, my trunk. Got your hands all over my trunk.
We started early on that. Yeah, but he touches the tree just to confirm to himself that the tree is solid.
Is he doing like one of these? Is he like patting it, kind of like looking for if there's a soft spot that she went into, or like?
Yeah.
Okay. I think when he stops for a second, a hand comes out and grabs his wrist.
He just jumps, startled.
Well, like she's holding onto his wrist, and all that's out of the tree right now is literally like her hand. But then her other hand comes out and lands on his chest. And literally she pushes him back as she steps out of the tree. And so she like, yeah, she comes out of the tree, and she's actually differently dressed now. I think that she's like slightly more, I think she was a little bit more like chill, like dressed. She probably wasn't wearing like too much. I think now her bark is a little more on edge. I think she is wearing almost like bark shoulder pads or something. Like I think
like a tree power
yeah, she's
outfit or
wearing
some
a
power
tree
suit.
power outfit, and she holding onto your wrist, hand on your chest, pushes you back, and sort of takes you a few steps back towards
Yeah,
the
he
center of the
almost
clearing.
he stumbles over like a root, but catches himself.
Yeah.
Uh, I remember all this when we were kids, but
Oh fuck.
what did she get? Oh my God,
14!
this escalated quickly.
Shit. We're gonna have to do another game.
Let's not roll any more 14s.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. Continue.
Yeah, I remember this from when we were kids. It's all real?
Yes, it was all real. We spent every spring, summer, and fall together.
And you used to go away for the winter.
Well,
I remember.
I have to go to sleep. It's a sleepy. It's a very cold season. I can't keep much going.
Yeah, I remember I used
You go
to.
inside your house in the winter when it's cold, and I go inside my house in the winter when it's cold.
Yeah. They used to give me a hard time, my parents, because I would sit in the winter and I'd look out the window towards the backyard. It's a forest, just waiting for spring. And no one really understood why. This is all amazing. I had been convinced that this was all my imagination. I've always had a bit of an imagination.
I mean, you used to. And you used to be smart. And we used to spend a lot of time talking and thinking this stuff. And now I'm not sure how much you think.
I had to grow up and go to school, and now I'm supposed to get a job, but that's not going very well.
A job. That's where, like, people, when we used to watch people, they'd put on, like, hats, jackets.
Yeah, and the suits.
And then go sit in their cars and go away and then come back and look really unhappy.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. It's how things work. We need money so we can live in a house and buy food. I guess you don't really have to worry about any of that.
Well, I just have to worry about this. And she kind of like spins around in the clearing or something like that. I think she kind of like, I have to worry about all this. I have to take care of all of this. And you weren't here. There's no one to help me. That's a lot of work.
I'm sorry I left. And I didn't tell you I was going.
Yeah, I didn't understand, because you used to go to school, but it would only be for like a little while. And then you just went away. And it was a lot longer. I assumed you weren't coming back.
And I might not have, but I really had to come back and see this spot again. And now I know why.
It's because you missed me, isn't it? Even though you forgot me, you still missed me. That's how much you like me.
Maybe a little. I mean, now that I know you're not a figment of my imagination, apparently.
I mean, you were always clever, but I don't know if you were clever enough to come up with me.
Hmm. Sure you weren't just a projection of a subconscious,
I don't know
less
what those
uptight
words you
version of me?
just. I don't know what those words you're saying mean.
Sorry.
Does that see? I think you went off to school and you got dumber. They just made up new words for you to say that don't make any sense. You went away for a long time. You're gonna go do that, like, unhappy job thing. This all sounds like a really bad plan.
You know, when you put it all like that, it does sound like a really bad plan. But I can't live like you. I don't have all of this.
What are you talking about? You can live like this. And I think she walks up to the tree and, like, raises a hand, and a branch comes down and puts some, like, literally some of the buds go from buds to, like, flower to berry, and she, like, takes a bunch of, like, food and she brings it over to you. She's like, you always like these.
Oh, I do. And I take one and I put it in my mouth. But I
You're
don't know if
really
I could
good.
just live off of these berries for the rest of my life.
I mean, you can't live off just water and sun. You can't live off my berries. I don't know. I think you need too much.
I guess I'm high maintenance that way. But I'm back. At least as long as I can be.
How long is that?
I don't know. I'm supposed to be working on getting one of those job things.
You don't have one that you can do where you just, help me shoo away the squirrels? They can be really annoying. That's work.
Uh, mm, it's not what I went to school for, but
Hmm.
and I don't know if that's something I could make a living at. Dustin.
Yeah, I know. That's a really good comment in chat. I love it.
But I guess, I mean, as long as I'm here, I would like to hang out with you again. You know, if you forgive me for the whole leaving thing.
I don't know. And I think she, like, walks away again. And I think she, like, puts, like, a hand up on one of the lower lateral branches and then kind of, like, just, like, almost like a gymnast on the bar kind of swirls up to it and then, like, lays on this lateral branch.
I'm impressed by the whole swinging
Yeah.
up on the branch.
So she's laying there and she's just kind of like, I don't know. How long you planning on staying for this time? Planning on just leaving again without telling me? Because then I don't know if I should waste my time. And then she kind of harumps and looks the other way.
You catch, like, he's sort of stammering. No, I'm definitely not going to leave without telling you again. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't know how long I can stay, but I'll definitely tell you now that I know you're real.
Of course I'm real. What a dumb thing to forget.
I didn't forget, but everyone told me that you couldn't be real. And I couldn't, like, introduce you to everybody. And I'm not sure that would have gone well even if I could.
I mean, didn't you try that one time and then, like, the other little kid and then they, like, ran away?
Yeah. And then they told their parents, and it was all chalked up to me telling scary stories to the other kids.
Kids are dumb.
I don't know. You say
Actually,
I'm dumber now.
Adults are dumber. That's definitely the problem here. It's definitely the adults.
Yeah,
They're the
I
dumb
agree with that.
ones.
It's always the adults.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess we'll have to figure out how we're going to do this thing. You being in the forest and me hanging out with you and other humans, because I have other humans that come by and visit too.
Well, maybe if they weren't as dumb, it wouldn't be a problem. Maybe you just didn't know the right humans before. Because you're back now, and you're an adult now, and you're starting to smarten up. I still wouldn't say you're quite there yet, but I mean, you're getting better. So maybe, that one time we tried with that little kid friend of yours, maybe that was just the wrong kid.
And I go up to the tree, up to the branch where you're laying on, and I just sort of sit on it slightly lower than where you're laying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll give this another shot, but carefully. We'll see how it goes. All right?
I mean, I'm always here. It's just a matter of whether you want to come hang out and chat and climb and do stuff or not.
I do. And I will. And I think that's where I'm going to end this scene.
I did a lot in that. I did a lot of rolls in that scene.
Yeah, I actually think I'm going to make another roll because I think I definitely unintentionally revealed things about myself.
Yeah, you definitely
didn't check it.
Yeah, you definitely did. Seems to remember to.
Did not roll a 14.
I was gonna say, just don't get a 14.
I did get a second 10.
Okay.
So the next scene, and we talked about this one in advance, sort of set this next scene up. The scene prompt for this one is a little embarrassment.
Mm-hmm. So you can see the scene prompts over here on this side. So that one we just did was an introduction. So the next one is a little embarrassment.
And we sort of went full trope on this and created a sort of fake dating scene. Basically, do you want to sort of set the scene?
Oh yeah, I guess it's my job, huh? So I think that. Oh yeah, Dustin, I forgot that. That was a good one. That was really funny. That was a good little embarrassing scene. So I think for this one, I think when they last hung out, Ethan seemed very positive about like renewing their friendship and like hanging out more again and stuff like that. And they even discussed a little bit. They even discussed that maybe not all humans are dumb, because now Ethan's an adult and he seems to be handling this okay. So, maybe they just had bad bad luck in the past trying to see if they could have other human friends. And so I think that Lamora... Go ahead.
I was going to say, I was going to go into like kind of the setup of what's happening.
Yeah. Go for it.
So, Ethan has some friends over the place, and they're having a barbecue. I mean, it's the beginning of summer.
Mm-hmm. End of spring, beginning of summer.
School is done.
Yep.
And they're over for a little barbecue gathering, and it's in the backyard, close to the edge of the forest there. Close enough that Lamora can go this far.
Yep. It's close enough still. I think we discussed this a little bit. I think Ethan's house is still close enough to the forest. I think there's probably like a mostly open lawn between like sort of like a bit of a buffer for the house. But I think she can comfortably walk a little bit out of the forest. She just doesn't often do it because humans are weird and dumb.
It's scary.
Yeah, they seem to have some bad ideas, I think a lot of humans aren't the best.
They have lots of bad ideas.
They have a lot of bad ideas. They do a lot of stuff. Anywho, so I think that, yeah, they discussed this, and I think she went back into her, like, I think it's probably been a few days, maybe?
Yeah,
I think
or a couple weeks or something at most.
Yeah, at the very most. And then I think she's sort of, is walking around the forest and sees sort of this activity by Ethan's house. And she's kind of like curiously looking from around her trees. And then she can see Ethan is there and there's two other humans. And she's like, hey, maybe these ones aren't so bad. We did just talk about this. They seem to be about Ethan sized and shaped, like that maybe this is the prime human time for friending. And so I think Lamora walks out of the forest and into Ethan's backyard, where he's hosting a couple of friends who are literally a couple.
Mm-hmm. And
yeah,
I mean, so this kind of strange girl just comes out of the forest, wearing a lot of like leaves and vines.
Yep.
And Ethan looks a little bit shocked because he was not ready for this exactly.
Yeah, she's not wearing so little as to be considered naked by human standards, but she's also not wearing enough to be considered
socially acceptable.
Super socially acceptable.
Prepared for a barbecue? I don't know.
Yeah. I think she definitely she's covered up-ish enough, and I think she even is like what she thinks is like dressed nicely, quote unquote. She has some like very pretty like leaves and like flowers, and her hair is like down, kind of covering her a little bit as well, as an additional little bit of appropriateness. And like I said, I think she has like these bark boots that I think she kind of rocks at different lengths at different times. And yeah, so I think she kind of just strolls right on up to where Ethan is. And I think maybe his back is even to the forest. I think his back is maybe to her. Like maybe he's like literally at the barbecue or something like that, preparing the food. And she kind of literally walks up, and like I would say she even walks up and immediately puts an arm on him. I'm trying to decide how. I don't know if it's just on the shoulder. I think it's almost a mild hug. I think because
like a side hug type.
Almost like a side hug or something. Because I think they were quite huggy as kids. I think they grew up together as kids, and I think they have done a bunch. Like, I don't think she fully gets human. She definitely doesn't get human public displays of affection.
Boundaries, yeah.
I don't think she gets boundaries at all. And the fact that they have at some point in time like hugged and like physically embraced and stuff like that to her means like, oh, we can do that anytime now. And so I think she fully just like walks on up into the sphere of these humans and like side hugs her friend. And she's like, oh, hi.
And as soon as you do that, as soon as you say hi, he just like, he was holding like a set of tongs and he just drops them on the ground and he sort of jumps a little. Oh, hi. Oh, what are you doing here?
I came to visit. We talked a little bit about like maybe, spending more time together. And I thought like, hey, look, some friends. And she like waves at his friends. She still has like one arm on him and she's like waving at her as friends now. She's like, hi. And
his friends come over, and the guy in the couple, I'm going to say his name is Derek.
Derek.
A good human name. He says, Ethan, who is this? Kind of like giving you a look because you're dressed in like some leaves and not a lot of leaves and stuff.
Yeah, not a ton. She might maybe have like almost like a bark mini skirt or something. I'm like not, like kind of something. Oh my god, Ethan human boy and Derek man person.
Perfect.
I'm gonna say that the other person in the couple is... Oh, damn it. I had something and I lost it. Ethan human boy, Derek man person... Oh, I lost it. I had something. It's going to be like Dave guy friend or something dumb. Derek and Dave, because what a bunch of... You would have nerd friends with like trashy...
Dave Broseph.
Dave Broseph. I love it. I love it. Oh, or Adam would be a good one since we're just doing men. Adam first man. Anyways, so Derek, you said, was the one to be like, "Hi, who's this?"
Uh, uh, um, this is my girlfriend, Lamora.
Hi, that's me. I'm Lamora. Who are you?
I'm Derek, and this is Dave. Dave says hi.
And I think she like kind of does the thing where she like peers. She still has an arm hooked on you. I should roll for that because she's fully intentionally.
Yeah,
She's
it's
fully
definitely intentional touch.
touching you right now. That was a 6. She is like not letting you go because she does not comprehend that there is sort of a set time for a hug. You know what I mean? And I don't think she caught on to that girlfriend comment either because I don't think she fully comprehends that. Unless when they were kids. Did Ethan ever go like, "Hey, Lamora, are you my girlfriend?"
Oh,
That
I
might
want to
have
say yes because
that
that's just
might
too
have happened at some point. So I think she's very accepting of this term because maybe like you know what I mean when like two little kids.
Yep. So she understands it, but it's not weird to her at all.
Yeah, she doesn't at all get that it's weird that they hadn't seen each other in years and he just told these people that this is his girlfriend. She does not get that at all. She's like, yeah, that's what I am. So she's like, she leans, still holding on to you, past Derek, and waves at Dave. And she's like, hi, Dave. I'm Lamora. I'm Ethan's girlfriend. And she's like, holding you and pointing at you. And like she's only
weren't sure.
They can't fully see what she's wearing because she's like still behind you a little bit. Like she's a little bit to the side of you and a little bit, and I think she's leaning at an odd angle.
And I don't think Ethan really comprehends what she's wearing yet. Like I think the
Yeah.
whole time they were growing up, he didn't really think about that.
Yeah, the fact that she doesn't wear like clothes, and I think.
But now suddenly, when there's company, like other people here,
But I don't think he's even seen it because she walked up
not yet.
behind him and she's holding on to him. So like at most he can see a bit of her face as she's peeking around him. But he cannot see that she's basically wearing a flower bikini, basically. Maybe with some wood boots and or wood miniskirt. Like long hair causing this to be pretty PG-13, but right on that line of like like.
So Dave comes up and he says, Ethan, how come you never mentioned her to us?
Oh, because he forgot about me for a while?
Well, yeah, we were sort of apart. We were sort of, we weren't together while I was away at school. It was too difficult, long distance and everything. But yeah, now I'm back.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, this is my girlfriend, Lamora.
Mm-hmm. And she's like, sorry, go ahead.
Dave says, I really like your whole outfit.
Thank you. And I think at this, she steps out because she's excited to show off. And I think this is the first moment Ethan is taking in what she is not wearing. And
his eyes just go like wide and round.
And she definitely does a little bit of a spin thing. Like she definitely does a bit of a show off of how, because she definitely thinks she's pretty. Like she definitely is like, I am the prettiest tree in all the forest. I've got flowers, I've got fruit, I've got a beautiful open habit crown.
Oh, yeah. That is a nice outfit. Yeah. And he sort of quickly, awkwardly turns back to the barbecue and is just flipping burgers or something, just trying to look busy and not focus on Lamora.
Really?
And he is definitely deep red.
Sorry, I'm just writing this so I remember it.
Yes, he's definitely every 2 seconds flipping the burger.
Yeah.
Way too often.
Yeah, he's just flip, 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 flip. Like nothing. They're not even cooking because he's lifting them off the fire so
Yeah.
much. I don't think she knows how to shake hands, so I don't think she's gonna like, you know what I mean? She just did a swirl. Ethan's busy doing stuff, and the point here is that she's testing out if it's okay to meet other humans. So, Dave is the one we said complimented her outfit, right?
Yes. Yep.
I think she's gonna be all like, I like your hair. It's really long.
Oh, thanks. I kind of spend a lot of time on it.
And it's a nice color. Very, very yellow.
Yeah. Yeah. Blonde, but yellow.
Yeah.
Sure.
Ethan's hair is darker. Yours is like much lighter.
It is. Your hair is really great too, I have to say.
Oh, thanks. It changes color.
It changes color, like you dye it. And even like just kind of loudly he figures out how to loudly flip burgers. I don't, like he causes a distraction, a little bit of a ruckus with the tongs.
I think she. Go ahead.
Yeah. She dyes her hair, pretty often, pretty regularly. This is like an awkward silence for a moment.
What do I do? I have a question. So here's something I've never played in a Starcrossed game where there are NPCs before. Have you?
Not talking ones, I don't think.
Yeah, so
Just sort of in the background.
Yeah, so intentionally touching, intentionally revealing is still only to you. So, because everything I'm saying would be a reveal to them, it's not quite the same. Like, it's not.
If you revealed something that would sort of be a reveal to me, it would still count. But
yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I'm not gonna reveal magic right now. We're taking this easy. These are new humans. We don't want to scare them off. It went badly last time. So I think she's enjoying sharing compliments with this other human though. But then she's gonna just be like nodding and then be like, "So what are you doing here?"
To Dave?
To Dave, I guess. Yeah. I think she's decided she likes Dave.
We're here for a barbecue. Ethan invited us over. I mean, we're college friends of Ethan's, and
Oh.
we live not too far from here.
So you went off to the same college as him. Are you you're gonna get the same jobs?
Oh no, we study different things. Yeah, and I already have a job. I got one before I graduated. Ethan's like, look, okay, some of us are just, it takes time to find the right thing.
I like that you've been forced to embody all the humans. I feel a little bit bad, but also I don't entirely. Because Ethan's just like, I feel like Ethan's silently fuming anyway. A little bit. So you said it takes some people longer. Or she like turns back to Ethan now. Slightly more interested in him again. Or you could not find a job since they seem to suck pretty bad.
And both Dave and Derek laugh, and Derek's like, I like the way she thinks, Ethan just shakes his head a little. He's like, yeah, I don't know how well that would work for a while. Lamora, can I talk to you for a second?
This is Ethan?
Yeah.
Okay, what's up? And she just stands right there and like looks at him like they're gonna talk right now.
Yeah, and he just goes up, he puts the tongs down. Actually, he hands the tongs to Dave. And he just goes up and he kind of touches her shoulders, which is going to be an unintentional touch.
Yep. Are you like leading her away somewhere?
Yes, I am leading her. Oh, and I got another 10. So we're triple on 2 of them.
Oh my god. Do you do like a hands on her shoulder steer her, or do you do like
Yeah, I'm gonna
a
try to lightly steer her away because she didn't seem to be like she seemed to be perfectly comfortable having the conversation right in front of Dave and Derek.
Oh yeah, she absolutely would have.
So yeah, I'm sort of trying to steer her away a little bit
Amazing.
off to the side.
Okay. And what happens?
Um, and so like in low tones, he's talking to her. Yeah, so you kind of gotta pretend to be a human.
But I thought the whole point was to see if I could be me and talk to humans. I don't
Well,
know how to be a human. I don't want to be a human. I want to be me.
but you might have to ease them into it a little bit.
I talked about clothes and hair, and we like each other's clothes and hair, so I feel like that's a
Yeah,
lot. That's a lot of what humans are.
yeah, that was good, but the clothes.
You
Yeah,
don't
wow.
like what I put on
I,
today? And she's
I'm
like,
not.
she's like, blah, da, 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 da.
No, I like it. I like it. Um, but yeah, that's
Did you want me to change it? And like out of eyesight of them and where only you can see it, she starts like touching herself in a way, and you can see like her bark form like changing a little bit. She starts to do that to see if like that's what you want.
uh, how would we explain that to them though?
If you don't stop her, she's gonna keep doing it. I'm like, she's just gonna be
And
like,
Ethan's like really conflicted because he's like, well, okay, yes, this is a good idea, but also how does this make any sense at all? Uh, yeah, hmm,
and I don't
just
think she even necessarily knows what you don't like about it. So there might be more clothes occurring in some places and less clothes occurring. So like maybe
and
her mini skirt's going into a bikini bottom right now, but
and
her
so
like
as that's happening, like there's like a bunch of conflicted looks on Ethan's face. He's like, yeah, oh no, 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 oh, maybe just go back to the way it was.
okay, and she just like shakes it all off and like it kind of almost like scrapes the extra bark she just made back off. And then she's just like standing there as she was.
Okay, yeah, so we're gonna probably eat soon. Um,
Do you have any water?
we have lemonade.
What's lemonade?
It's water and sugar and
I like sugar.
some like lemon juice.
Yeah, fruit's not bad.
Okay. Okay, lemonade. Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna sit down and eat. And let's just see. Let's ease them into this whole thing, all right?
Okay, cause you know, I think it would be a good idea for this to work. Cause just cause it didn't work the first time doesn't mean it can't work now. And then we can hang out more, and it'll be great. And I'm intentionally revealing that I want to hang out more, even at the cost of having to spend more time with other humans. Ick. Got 19. Okay.
Yeah, maybe we can hang out more then, but you have to be kind of careful. Like when you scared the kid when we were younger, like adults don't believe kids that much. That's why they never believed me about you. But adults, they're pretty set in their ways. Like you were saying, they kind of got dumber, and we don't want to spook them.
Okay. So what things scare humans?
Magic probably, like that stuff you
Okay.
do.
I haven't really done anything yet. I haven't made anything.
Yeah, let's keep it like that for now.
Okay. So, no magic. That's fine.
Probably don't bring up any topics about like living in a tree or,
Okay.
you
I'll
know,
just call my tree my house.
mm, Yeah, let's not say it's a tree though. Let's
Yeah,
just
no,
say
no, no, no.
okay.
I have a house.
Yes, you
Like
have a
Ethan
house,
has a
like me.
house, and I have a house.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay. And um, do you know how this whole girlfriend thing sort of works?
I remember when we were little, we'd sit down and we'd hold hands.
Yeah, yeah.
Do we do that?
Yeah, yeah. We can do that.
Okay. She grabs your hand. And
Very forcefully.
Yep, very forcefully. I think she's stronger than she realizes. Um,
Definitely.
that's an intentional touch. That's 15. And so she's holding your hand and she's looking at you and she's like, "Okay, so that's it. We're good."
Yeah, yeah, we're good. We're good.
Okay. And then
We
she
can do
starts
this.
marching back towards the boys and she's like, "Hey, I have a house just like Ethan's." And she's very proudly declaring this as she walks back.
Dave's like, "That's great. Where do you live?"
It's just a little further in.
Further in.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. Sounds good. Dave
she
clearly has no
not let
concept
go-
of further in what.
Yeah, she hasn't let go of your hand yet either. She's holding your hand now.
Ethan's just gonna turn to Derek. And he's like, "Derek, can you get the food?" And then he kind of holds up his hand, which is firmly in your grip.
It is firmly grasped.
I'll get the lemonade. And Derek's just like, yeah, I got this. He goes and starts gathering all the burgers and stuff. I think they go over to the table and they've got all the food and they're sitting at the table, and I think it's Dave and Derek on one side of this picnic table or whatever, and Ethan and Lamore are on the other side. Just Lamore is still holding his hand.
Yep. If he does not request his hand back, she assumes that this is what girlfriending is.
Okay, perfect. And he has not requested his hand back yet.
If he does not request his hand back, she will continue to hold his hand.
All right. So with his one free hand, he starts pouring the lemonade into glasses. And Derek goes to give Lamora a burger, and Ethan's just like, no, she's a vegetarian. But he does pour her a glass of lemonade.
Yeah. And she's holding that in her other hand now. So she has one hand on Ethan's hand, and she has the glass of lemonade in the other hand. And she's smiling because she's doing this so good.
So does she drink the lemonade, or does she wait until Ethan drinks lemonade?
She waits till she sees someone else drink the lemonade, and then she drinks the lemonade.
What's her reaction to lemonade?
I think that she sips it just a little bit, and then she's like, "Oh, I like this," and then she drinks some more, and then she takes a little bit and she pours a little bit on her feet.
And Dave and Derek just I'm gonna say Derek was halfway eating a burger and he just stops eating the burger and just tilts his head a little bit. And Ethan's like, this is a thing she does. She's sharing the lemonade with the nature.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
Am I allowed to say that I like nature, or is that bad?
And you whisper that loud enough for them to hear.
Yeah.
It's okay. You can like nature. And Dave just says, "Oh yeah, nature's cool."
Okay, good. I just didn't want to upset you.
No, you're fine.
Okay, good. I like nature, and I like this lemonade. And she has a little bit more. She drinks it to her mouth, not to her feet. She does not.
She has a little more through her roots.
She had a little bit through her roots, and she had a little bit through her mouth whole thing. I don't think she eats. But she definitely
Can drink lemonade.
Yeah, I don't think she's had it before. I think they've mostly shared water. Maybe Ethan has shared a juice with her before, and I think maybe a concentrated juice would be too much for her. But a soft lemonade with just a little bit of sugar water, a little bit of lemon.
I'm thinking lemonade. That when they were kids once, he had a little juice box of apple juice with a little straw in it, and he shared that with her.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
And so Dave says, "Oh, so you're really into nature, huh?" And he just sort of indicates to her whole outfit.
Yeah. And she looks at Ethan to make sure it's okay. And she's like, it's kind of my favorite thing.
Ethan says, yeah, she spends a lot of time outdoors and,
Hmm.
you know, a lot of time in nature. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's like her whole life.
Hmm.
Dave says, "Oh, that's really great. That's cool. It's kind of nice to get back into nature sometimes. I spend too much time in an office and it's
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
lame."
You should definitely go into nature more. It does, you should visit it. It likes it. Nature likes when you visit it. As long as you don't do anything mean. Don't, like, hurt the trees or anything like that.
Nah,
But,
who would hurt a tree?
some people do. And it's not good. So, as long as you don't do that, you should visit nature more and you'll be happier. Because, all the people I see going to work all the time, they're very unhappy. But when you come to the forest, it's really nice and you feel better.
And yeah, okay, I'm gonna do this. This is sort of a spontaneous thing, but so as you're saying about harming the trees and stuff, Derek, who was eating before, he just puts down his hamburger and says, "Oh, hey, Ethan, have you heard that they're gonna develop the property like behind you? They're gonna put some condos or something back there." And Ethan like just chokes on his lemonade.
I don't think she understands what that means, and I think she just like
I don't think she does either.
I think she's just still smiling, and she looks at Ethan for like, she's like, yeah, she's like, what's that?
Uh, yeah, I'll tell you later.
Okay.
But yeah, these burgers are really good. And he just like takes a awkward bite out of his burger. And I think that's the end of the scene.
Yeah, and
I
she's
think
still.
so.
I think they're still holding hands. She still has.
Oh yeah,
like,
the whole time.
Yeah,
He never asked for his hand back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The humans are eating burgers. Lamora is occasionally drinking lemonade, occasionally putting some on her feet roots. Um, and yeah, she just like doesn't let go of your hand, and she just like continues to smile and nod and try and say human things the whole rest of the night.
Okay, so the next scene is finding common ground.
I don't know if
We talked about this, but why can't I remember?
I can't remember either.
I should have been taking notes, but I was not.
I know, we just kind of were like chatting and like spitballing and like, what did we come up with for finding common ground? What's
I
something?
think we were gonna. It was something in the forest,
Yeah,
right?
it's probably back at the tree. So I think maybe, oof, I just like kicked my desk. Maybe since I came to visit you, maybe this time you come to visit me. And I think maybe you... No, I don't want to say that because that's forcing your decision. So
Okay.
I think, maybe we discussed you coming to visit me some point, and so I think you have some time and you come to the grove. And this time she's not angrily leaning on the tree. She's like sitting up in one of the branches where you used to sit together. Not arms crossed like she has been, not like, at a jaunty angle. She's just like sitting up on the branch. I think kind of like hands at her sides, like sitting on the branch, kind of looking down, waiting for you to show up. Almost like she's been there a while, but she doesn't mind. Like she's probably been sitting right there in that exact spot, all day. I'm gonna say.
Doesn't even phase her though.
It doesn't even phase her. This is kind of where she's meant to be. And this time she not angrily says like, "Oh hey, hi,
Hi.
how's it going?"
Pretty good. I actually had an interview today for a job.
You got it. You're
No,
going to a
I didn't
job?
get a job yet. Just
Okay.
this is a weird human thing. We go and we meet the other humans that want to give us a job, and we have to convince them that we're good for the job. And there's usually a lot of posturing and mm, maybe some white lies, and it's a whole thing. It's like a big act, kind of like when you were pretending to be my girlfriend.
Oh, okay. So you stand in a room of humans and you tell them human things you think they want to hear, and then you get a job.
Well, you sometimes get a job. I don't have it yet, and I we'll see how it works. I mean, I've done a couple of these, and they didn't get me a job.
Ooh, so maybe you didn't lie good enough? Do you want to practice lying to me?
Um, oh, yeah, that would be tough to do. Practicing a job interview with you.
I am Big Human McHuman Man. I have a job. Do you want it? She's like puffed herself up. And she's still sitting up on the tree branch looking down at you, but now she's like puffed up and she's doing her best human man impression.
So for a moment, he makes this kind of face, like a very like raises one eyebrow, puzzled look, and then he just says, "Yes, yes, Mr. Human Man, I want a job."
Well, what makes you good at jobs, Ethan?
Well, I went to school, and society says that when I go to school, that makes me good at jobs.
Okay, but did you go to a dumb school and get dumber?
No, certainly not. Nobody I know would say that.
All right, if you did the human thing of growing up and going to a school and not getting dumber, I think you did pretty good, and you can have this job I have here for you.
Excellent. I can't wait.
But also, you should go to the forest more.
I can't say no to that. That was pretty good, actually.
Yeah. See, I think you could get one and try and find a good one where you don't have to go away again.
Yeah, I'm trying. And yeah, good job with that whole the girlfriend thing.
I did everything I remembered from before. That's what I was supposed to do, right? Did you want to do it again? And she holds out her hand.
Uh
She just like holds it out.
yeah, and he does take her hand.
Is this
Oh,
me touching you or are you touching me?
Yeah, and I was gonna say, is it unintentional or intentional? I mean, because
You can take
You
it. I
held out
have
your
a
hand.
lot more.
all right, I'm gonna take it as an unintentional touch
Yeah,
because
'cause
you're
I-
the one who held out your hand.
because I made the decision. So it's unintentional.
All right. Yeah, so he takes her hand. Yeah, he says, "Yeah, Dave and Derek really think you're great."
They weren't bad for humans.
Yeah, they're pretty nice.
I liked them. They had nice hair and they wore nice clothes and they liked my hair and my clothes, even though you didn't like my clothes.
Oh well, not that I didn't like your clothes.
And I think she's wearing. I think she's wearing like not very much in like the human private areas, but she has like bark elbow pads and knee pads on because she thinks that's like
What is this?
dressing up and wearing clothes. She like thinks she's covered parts, therefore
Wow.
she's done clothes. She's done
And-
clothes today.
And I think that Ethan just didn't even like he's gotten used to not noticing that until it came up just now. Yeah.
Ooh, I'm actually gonna say that it's like gloves. She's got like gloves and then something literally just on her knees. And then she actually has almost toes, which I don't think she always does. I think she kind of like I think maybe either you or one of the boys at the barbecue were either wearing flip-flops or like had their shoes off or
Dave
something
was
like that.
definitely wearing flip-flops.
Yeah, Dave was wearing flip-flops and she saw the toes and she's like, "Oh, I'm going to do that." And so now she has toes today.
I I think this is a forest outfit only.
Okay, what's an outside? What's a what's a Are they still holding hands? Are you on the
Oh
ground?
yeah,
Did you climb up the
yeah,
tree?
yeah. He's slowly climbing up the tree now.
I think she would help you too. I think she would like
Yep.
help you
Well,
a
you're
little
holding
bit.
my hand already, so you sort of
Yeah.
pulled me up.
So she kind of helps you up. And so you're sitting next to her?
Yeah.
Okay, so then she turns and she's facing you. And she like looks at her like really awesome like gloves and like maybe her like flower covered knees or like leafy knees. Um and she's like, "What's You don't like this?"
No, I do like it. It's just it's not a human outfit, outdoor outfit, or indoor outfit. Yeah, it's not the type of clothes people wear when they're with other people, usually. I mean,
Okay.
you saw Dave and you saw Derek and you see what I wear. Like humans are usually more covered up.
I think Oh, what are you wearing?
So it's summer, or
Uh-huh.
it's at least the beginning of summer. So I think he's wearing like a t-shirt.
It's definitely summer now because it was like late spring, early summer, so now it's definitely like summer, beginning of summer proper, probably.
Yeah, so I think he's wearing a t-shirt and like shorts or something. Um, and probably like sneakers or something like that. Just like casual summer clothes.
I think she, I think she, how does she do this? She's like, well, sometimes when you were younger, you would just wear these, and she tugs on your shorts, and not this, and she like lifts up your shirt.
Oh, yeah, and that's okay in the forest.
You know, sometimes when we went to the water.
Yeah, and it's okay at the water.
Okay, so when you're at the water, you can wear just. But now I'm in. So
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 it's
in the
fine here,
water,
but
it's just shorts, and then in the forest, it's a little bit more, and then outside of the forest, it's even more.
yeah, humans are complicated.
That's really complicated. I don't know if I can remember all that. Will you just tell me?
If you let me know before you're gonna come out and visit my friends and meet them.
Well, I didn't know you didn't tell me, so I came to visit.
Yeah, well, it went fine. Just yeah, we usually wear more clothes to barbecues.
Okay, like this, and she like puts her hands on her lap, and then just like presses her hands down her legs, and just like the bark intensifies till she has like a knee-length skirt,
The
like that.
bark intensifies.
Yeah, the bark
Uh,
intensifies.
yeah, yeah, it's yeah, but
She's still
also
not wearing. Yeah,
up here.
up here too, and she like does like this, and she connects it, and now she's basically wearing like a summer dress.
That's perfect.
Okay. Okay.
You're getting used to this
That's
human
a
thing.
lot though. I'm a little tired.
Yeah, it is a lot, to be honest.
I'm gonna roll for intentionally touching you when I lifted up your when I touched
Oh
your
yeah,
leg.
yeah, that
When
would
I touched
definitely
your
count.
leg and then lifted up your shirt. You look really different.
I do.
Yeah.
How do you mean?
Well, you're taller than me now. When did you get so tall?
Yeah, I guess that was just while I was away.
This wasn't here before. She pokes your belly.
Well, it was sort of there, just different.
Oh wait, we said that he was scrawny. Is he scrawny or is he
You could have like a little belly though.
little pudge belly? Okay, yeah. So he's a little pudge belly now, and she like pokes it because it wasn't there before. She's like, because he was always a very skinny kid, and then he grew up and he filled out a little bit. I think.
Yeah, see, this happens when you're like at school and eating bad food and staying up too late studying.
They
And
fed you bad things at school? This school is all bad. Why did you go? You went away? You got dumber? You ate bad things?
it really doesn't sound like a great deal now
No.
that we're talking about it. Yeah, I don't know. Humans. I don't,
Yeah. You're weird. You're okay, though. And she does a little shoulder nudge on you. She does like a, You're okay, though. You're not the worst human. I like you better than any other humans I've met. And I'm intentionally revealing something that I like you. You're the best human I've ever known. I think,
out of like the handful of humans you've ever known.
yeah. Even though sometimes you're really dumb,
Thanks.
I still like talking to you and being your girlfriend. And she lifts up your hand, which she's still holding. Triumphantly.
I like you too. You're not like everybody else, clearly. And I didn't. While I was at school, I mean, everyone had convinced me that you weren't real, that you were a figment of my imagination, that I created you out of loneliness, but I really missed you that whole time. And I thought about you a lot at school.
Well, they're dumb. Because you weren't lonely because you were with me. You got lonely as soon as you left me.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. And I think that's a unintentionally revealing something personal. Lamora, I need to tell you something.
Okay.
Remember when we were at the barbecue and Derek mentioned the development,
Development and
the condos?
condos.
No, condos, yeah.
Okay. There was a debate there for a minute.
And panic definitely crossed Ethan's face, even though no one else is around. Still, panic crossed his face. Yeah. When you were talking about people harming trees,
They do that
So-
sometimes.
yeah, they do. And development is kind of like when the house was built. And there were probably trees before there was a house.
Yeah, I remember that, but not super well. I hadn't really gone far yet.
And I'm just afraid for your forest and your grove and your tree if they're going to build things here.
Well, they wouldn't build it right here. I'm here.
Yeah, they don't know that.
But I'm here. You can tell them that.
And he looks down a little bit. I can, but then they're not going to understand.
You could bring them here, and I'll tell them. If you're still too dumb and you don't have the right words.
I don't know that. I don't know what they'll do if they even believe you.
Well, they're gonna come to the forest anyway. Maybe I can talk to them? I mean, Dave and Derek weren't bad. Are they like Dave and Derek?
I don't know.
Or maybe they'll be like that dumb kid and I can just scare them and they'll go away.
Uh, I don't know how well that'll work. Adults are not not the same as kids. Anyway, I don't want to scare you or anything. Just I'll see what I can find out about it.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I know that me and the other trees don't really like it when people come and they like cut letters into our faces. Is that what they're planning on doing? Because you tell me. Maybe I can do that thing I did earlier where I like came out at you?
Yeah, I don't think that's what they would do. I mean, like you said, you think that when you were really young that there were trees where the house was, and there aren't trees there anymore. But I don't know. We don't know yet.
Sometimes trees fall down, but as long as sometimes they help the other trees when they fall down. But you're saying they're gonna take away the trees? Like,
Yeah.
not let them stay here?
Yeah.
I can't go anywhere else.
Then we can't let them take away the trees.
Well, maybe if you tell me the right clothes to wear, then I can talk to them. Like a human. Maybe I can tell them to go do their jobs elsewhere.
Maybe. We'll work on that. I'll see what I can think of. But yeah, anyway, I don't want to think about all that too much right now. I just thought you should know.
I guess I'll just keep an eye out for any weird humans walking around.
Yeah, do that. But if you see any, don't go and scare them yet.
But if they're gonna do dumb stuff, I should probably scare them. What if they really deserve it?
Okay, if they really deserve it, you can scare them. Are we gonna create this forest that's haunted?
Forest monster! I don't think she has any big magics. I think she only has like we said, like she basically has the druid craft cantrip, and then she can meld into and out of this tree, which is her tree, which is both part of her and not a little bit of both, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Are we ending the scene there, or is there anything else you wanted to?
Yeah.
What was
yeah,
that? That was finding common ground.
Yep.
So we seem to be okay. We seem to be on common tree ground. We're on the same. We're on common branch.
So the next scene.
We're out on a limb together.
Oh, gee.
Oh man. So what's the next scene? Hard at work.
Next scene is hard at work.
Hard at work.
We didn't even get as far as talking about.
I don't know if we did.
But
Um,
this could be related to the human people who want to.
no, that's
This
so
could be like
bad.
some effort to scare them off or something,
Okay.
or deal with them in
We're
some way.
working on scaring the humans?
Maybe.
Or do we
Like,
want to do we could do like I'm at home in my tree and you like come running over, like running to the forest because you see them coming to like survey or something like that. And you come to like warn me. We could do that. What do you think? Or
yeah, yeah, that works. So it's just one of them for now, or something, or
yeah,
he's just doing some surveying work. But
yeah. So like there's someone coming to like survey the area basically, and I think you see him before. And do you figure you're gonna come like warn me or like help me hide or like what would Ethan do? What would Ethan human boy do? This
so
good
Ethan
human
would
boy.
definitely run to warn you, and I think he would lean towards you hiding. But I suspect that you're gonna have a different
Yeah,
idea.
well, we'll have to see what you propose and if Lamora feels like it or not.
All right, so that we've set up the scene, sort of.
What's the weather today? What season is it? Let's see how Lamora is feeling. It's definitely dependent upon like the season and the time of
Well,
day.
how much time has passed since we were at the height of summer? I think last scene.
So last scene we were at, yeah, we were probably at like midsummer. So what? It's like 2 weeks. So it's like ended. It's like August.
Yeah, let's say August.
It's maybe August.
And Ethan did not get the job.
Oh no! Ethan, human boy, why?
Yeah, he's still trying to find work, and it's been like a few months that he's been home now.
Oh no!
But
Ethan, human boy.
because he doesn't have a job, he's had more time to hang out in the forest.
Yeah, so he's definitely been hanging out a bunch.
Yeah, I know. Dusty, too real, too real.
It's too real. Not being able to find a job.
This was like me after college.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you like come running into her clearing? Is that what you?
Yeah, he just like is full tilt running into the forest. He stumbles every now and then, trips over like a root or a rock or something. But he doesn't completely trip. He just stumbles his way over to the tree, and he's sort of a little bit out of breath because not that athletic lately.
I don't think you see her. I don't think you see her like just.
So he's just sort of looking around. He's looking behind the tree. He's looking up into the branches. Lamora, are you here?
And I think she comes out. I think she actually sort of like you see her figure actually kind of look as if it's almost like falling out of like some of the upper branches. She kind of like leans and like lays out, falls down onto a branch, like not heavily, like just kind of like tips over onto it very gently, almost as if she can like control her descent into the tree.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I would say that like maybe part of her feet are still attached in there, and she kind of like comes out, like lands, and she does like a big reclined stretch, and then she like, she kind of rolls off and tumbles down to the next branch. And she kind of separates down, and so she's a little bit lower, but you'd have to climb to get to where she is, and I think she kind of like leans her head down the branch, and she's like, oh hi, and she like is hanging partially upside down facing you now.
Lamora, can you come down here? I gotta tell you something quick.
Or you could come up here. Remember when you used to climb? You haven't been up this high. Come on.
All right. And he sort of scrambles awkwardly up the tree, like slips a few times, and
she is watching and giggling. And if he gets close enough, then she will like reach down and help him out.
He'll offer his hand.
Okay, take, and then help you up.
Oh, And he like looks away for a moment. He's like, clothes?
Yeah, she probably doesn't have. She probably came directly out of the tree and has like
Yep.
almost nothing on. She's like, ugh, are we going out of the forest? Do I have to put on like a lot or
Well,
like?
no, but and then this is what I had to talk to you about. Uh, Someone's coming into the forest.
Oh, so do I have to put outside forest clothes on for inside the forest?
Uh, well, maybe I don't know. I just for me.
Okay. And then she just, I would say she puts on like just enough that she's wearing like almost like a strapless dress. Like she does a like a cursory
A
pat
smudge
down.
of bark.
Yeah, a smudge of bark, and then she also starts going like pink, pink, and just making little flowers appear at the top, like in a little pattern, like doot 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 doot. And then she like does a like floof of her hair, and like it's, I think definitely at the beginning, like in the spring, it was like a lighter like yellowy, like golden yellow to green, and then now it's like a dark green with like some like brown. And as she twirls it, I think she puts some flowers in it because it's like full blown summer right now. So I think she like, and then she like sort of dusts herself off, and then she's like, and she thinks she looks very nice.
Hey, that looks good. It looks really good.
Yeah, I'm getting good at human clothes. It helps that you gave me all those pictures.
Yeah, yeah.
You definitely brought more fashion magazines, which is why it's like strapless dresses are in this summer. So
Yeah.
that's her new thing.
Cut to a small stack of like Vogue magazine and
Yeah.
like catalogs or something that are sitting in like a nook of the tree.
Yeah, it has like a sweetheart cut on it, and then the floral design kind of is asymmetrical because that's what she's seen. And then the sideways sort of like one-sided hair like is another, like she's getting asymmetry down now. I think. Yeah, so we're gonna go see another one of your friends? They're coming here?
No. One of the humans that is involved with that development project. They're coming to survey the forest.
What survey?
It's something that humans do when they're preparing to build.
Are they gonna do any damage? Do I need to... What do I need to do?
They're not going to do any damage, but
Maybe I should go tell him that he can't do that here.
we should think of something, maybe.
Maybe I should just tell him.
We can try that.
What makes him think that he gets to... There's already stuff here. It doesn't need more stuff. It's very full. We've had a very busy summer. Have you seen all the animals running around?
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of animals. We can definitely try to talk to them.
We don't need more stuff. I'll tell him that.
All right, sure. Let's see how this goes.
Okay, and I think she, like the sort of thing where her knees are still around the branch, and then she, like, swirls down
You show off.
and, like, lands. This is just what she does with her tree. You
Meanwhile,
weren't here for years. What do you think she was doing? She was
meanwhile,
doing tree
Ethan's
acrobatics.
awkwardly trying to lower himself from the tree, which used to be much easier for him than it is now.
Yeah, yeah. And she's actually pointing out some good parts. She's like, oh, this part's really good right here. And I think she touches part of the tree and almost, like, makes the bark stick out a little bit more. So there's, like, a footstool for you, like, in one place, and then another one in another place. It's like, that should work, right?
Yeah, thanks. And he lowers himself down. He reaches just about the ground, and he sort of falls like the last foot, and he stumbles back into her. Which is definitely an unintentional touch. Oh, now we have 3 on 3 of them.
Oh, no! I think...
But yeah, he stumbles back into her arms, kind of.
Yeah, yeah. I think she absolutely grabs him, and I think she is planted. She doesn't move. Like, I think her, like, when she's planted down, she can, like, just stick still, and she can be
Yep.
quite dense, I think. And so I think he lands into her, and it's not the softest. I think it's a
But
little.
also, like, she doesn't even budge. It catches him
Yeah,
effectively.
she does not budge. She does catch him. There's like no, but it's just a little hard. It's a little unforgiving. Like it's a little. She's not mushy. I don't think. I don't think she's very mushy. Especially not that you just made her put on a bark dress. So she's
Mm.
like, um, she just did the bark skin spell.
Yeah, so he like when he lands and kind of feels like how hard she is, he just kind of goes oof for a moment.
Yeah.
Um, but then he doesn't like
Move.
move at first.
And she just like she continues to have her hands on him too. And she's like, "Are you okay? Did you fall down a lot? Is this all right?" And I think she even I'm going to say that she puts her face into his face a little bit, like she's behind him, I guess. Cuz they
So
definitely
is this like a nuzzling
It's a
thing?
nuzzle. I think she's doing a nuzzle cuz she
Oh
doesn't
my god.
I don't think she like goes like right in and she's like, "Are you okay?" And she's kind of almost looking around at him from him and she hasn't let him go yet. So this is definitely an intentional touch.
Yep. And he's getting very flustered now.
Oh no, we have 3 on several of them.
Oh my god. But we haven't gotten 4 on any yet, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's very flustered now and he's kind of turning red. Well, yeah, I'm okay.
I think if he turns red, she's going to touch his face. she's like, "You're changing color. Is it
oh,
your season too?"
no, not exactly.
She's fully petting his cheek right now. She's
And he's like weirdly into it. I mean, he's definitely like, it's odd, but he's like not bothered by this at all, except that he's a little embarrassed.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, humans change colors sometimes, but for different reasons, not seasons.
Oh, okay, okay. I'm trying to think. So she's still touching his face. She's like, "Okay. So did you want to go talk to that human now?" And she's just like petting him. She's like, and I'd say like her hand she didn't do the bark skin on her hand, so she is like softer on her hands, and it's not just like rough bark like peeling at your face or anything like that.
She's taken on cactus form.
No. Yeah, so she's like nuzzled and she's like petting him, so she's very close to him, and she once again she does not comprehend personal space. If at any point in time they have shared any sort of affection, and I think as kids they held hands, they hugged, you know what I mean, all that sort of stuff. If they've done it at any time, she doesn't see why she can't do it at any time, and so yeah, she definitely doesn't see a problem with like he fell into her. It's not her fault. He turned red. She had to touch it. She's like,
yep.
She's
And he's not really fighting it. He's red, but he's like not leaving or anything. And when she asks if we should go talk to the human now, he
I think she's like leaning into him.
stalls a little bit. He's like,
She's like, "I remember when we used to do this. This is nice." And she's fully snuggling him with no like.
I remember too, differently, but yeah, I remember it.
I'm trying to decide if I can. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Ethan was just gonna say, I guess we should go find this person.
Okay, and then she just lets go and backs off.
And he totally just falls on his ass, like in the leaves and stuff.
And she looks down and she's like, "Why did you do that?" And she like,
I wasn't ready yet.
"Oh, how do you get ready?"
We don't. Yeah, we don't root ourselves as well as you do.
Well, you should try it. It's good. And she like, I think she wiggles her feet and kind of buries her feet in the ground a little bit. She's like, it's nice down here. Sometimes it's warm when you want it to be warm, and sometimes it's cool when you want it to be cool, and there's water if it's been raining, and...
Sometimes lemonade?
No. No one ever brings me lemonade. Until the other day. And in fact, I wouldn't mind some. If you have some... Do you have some lemonade?
Actually, I do back at the house. I didn't bring it. I was kind of in a rush to get out here and tell you.
Okay. So, we'll talk to this human first. We'll tell him it's too busy for him. There's no room for any more humans here. And then we can go have lemonade.
There. That sounds like a plan.
Mm-hmm.
Totally reasonable plan.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And Ethan leads her sort of deeper in the forest, to sort of the other edge of the forest, the far edge.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see there's a road there where the forest starts to thin.
There's a road or like a trail, like a hiking trail,
yeah,
or like is it like a rough gravel or something maybe?
Let's say it's a hiking trail.
Okay. Is it like just trodden on, or is it like graveled? Like have they like
I think it's been graveled. It's like a actual hiking trail that's been worked on. And this guy is there and he's setting up like surveying equipment. All of which is very strange to Lamora.
I think she's gonna start walking up and say, "Hello, I've been told you are serving."
I'm what?
She double checks. She looks at Ethan. Serving?
Surveying.
Surveying. What are you surveying for?
Oh, I'm surveying this land here. They're thinking about building something.
I don't know if you've noticed, but there's a lot of trees here, and there's actually a lot of stuff. And she's like pointing to like all the flowers. She's like, there's a lot of flowers, and there's a lot of animals. Look right there, and the squirrel runs across the page. She's like, it's very busy here already. It might be too busy and too noisy for humans.
Oh well, yeah. There is a lot of stuff here right now. But they'd be doing some work if they decide to build here.
Well, maybe you should try building just on the outside. I've seen lots of just grass by itself. It's pretty boring. You could grow on, you can do stuff there. But here where the trees are, there's already a lot of stuff happening. It's very it's already very busy and populated. And there's no jobs in the forest. So all the humans that need jobs, there's none here. So they have to go out there. She thinks she has come up with the best point.
And the surveyor definitely looks puzzled for a moment. Yeah, who are you, miss?
I'm Lamora, and I live here.
And Ethan speaks up and says, "Oh, and I'm Ethan. I live back there." And he points back to the direction of the house. Oh, the surveyor says, yeah, why are you way out here? I mean, I've got surveying to do.
Well, normally I'm over there, and she points to the direction of her tree. She's like, but I was told you were here, and I just needed to tell you that it's not a good place for you.
Are you saying something's wrong with this land here?
I'm saying it's good for what it is. If it was anything else, it wouldn't be good. It wouldn't be good for anything else. It's really good with what it's doing right now.
Well, I mean, that might be true, but you see, the people who hired me, they own this spot of land.
They don't own it.
They don't.
This tree owns this spot, and she points to a tree whose roots are clearly coming over to, like, in between where they are. I'm like, they own this one, and they own that spot, and they own that one. And she's pointing to like the different trees and saying that they own their spaces.
Surveyor just laughs, and Ethan's like, yeah, I mean, I think what she's trying to say is that the forest is important, and you can't just tear it down to build condominiums or anything.
Or you can build them just outside, just right up there. The trees, as long as people are nice to the trees, they can come in the forest too, and they will be happier for it. Because humans out there get really upset, but when they come in here, they feel better and they're happier. So you can be just outside, and that would be good for everyone.
Well, Miss Lamora,
Yeah, you got
I
it.
don't.
Good job.
Thanks. It's an interesting name, but I don't make those decisions. I'm just here to take measurements and observations of the land.
Okay, well, tell the people who think they own this place what I told you, that it's good. They can come right up to the forest, and the forest will welcome them as long as they're not bad, and then we can share, and it won't be so bad. Me and Ethan share all the time.
And Ethan just sort of awkwardly blurts out, "Oh, and there's really rare things in this forest that you can't build here. They're like endangered." And the surveyor just straightens up a little and says, "Oh well, I wasn't aware. We definitely have to check that out."
I think she's like, she looks at Ethan, then she looks back at him, at the surveyor, and she's like, if there's things that there's not a lot of, then you won't cut down the trees?
Well, I mean, there are rules about some things that are rare.
And she's like, oh, okay. And she bends over to be like away from the surveyor a little bit. She reaches down and she druid crafts a flower that does not exist.
Oh.
she makes something that does not exist in like anything that she is aware of, like that is distinctly a plant, but not like anything that quite exists. And she is down for like a good almost a minute, and I think like are Ethan and the surveyor standing there in silence while she's bent over?
I think so. So Ethan takes him a moment to figure out what she's doing, but when he realizes that she's full on druid crafting like some non-existent flower,
yeah,
then he starts to try to distract the surveyor a little.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, there's a lot of rare things in here, and there's a very important water table under this forest. Has to be preserved, or it could really mess up the water resources around here. Definitely wouldn't want any condominiums that ruin the water.
Yeah, there's actually a whole pond over there. And look, and then she walks right up. She lifts up what she's made. And it's like this very unusual. It's sort of like, it's like, it's got a really dense, dark green stalk. And then just sort of like bursts of leaves until it comes up to like a multi-headed flower with multiple different stamens and pistils and things on it. And the flower petals have really interesting color venation, where the outside is sort of one color and the inside is a different color on each petal. And then she just walks right up and like is holding it out to the surveyor until he puts his hands out, and she gives him this flower she just invented and she's very proud of. She's like, see, there's only like one of that. But there's more here. But nowhere else.
and he's looking at the flower, and he knows a little bit about
Yeah, I think he would
plants,
work outdoors enough to like
and
have
he's
some.
definitely never seen this.
Yep.
He's like, what is this flower?
Uh, it has a very human name. She
And
slowly looks at Ethan.
and Ethan like doesn't know scientific plant names. He's like, um, it it has a very complicated name, and there's so few of them that um, it's not even formalized yet. Um, but it's super rare, and if you build here, you would probably could kill them all.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you can just show them that and tell them that they can use all of the outside space. And then they can come in and visit the forest. And then they'll be happier.
Okay. This is certainly news. I can take this one.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that one's for you.
Okay.
I definitely didn't just make it. There's more over here, but they're kind of hidden. They sprout very suddenly.
Huh. Yeah, I'm gonna take this one back and talk to some people and yeah, this might be important.
Mm-hmm. Have a good day. Bye.
And he like, even though you say that, he wasn't like immediately going to leave, but suddenly he's like, oh yeah, bye. And he just sort of backs up a little bit to his surveying equipment and starts to fold it back up. And Ethan just like sighs, like big sigh of relief. We should probably get back, I think. Now,
Okay.
yeah. Bye.
And I think loudly enough that the surveyor can hear, she's like, yeah, I'm tired and I want to get out of this clothes.
Ethan just, yeah, all right, yeah, let's go. And once they're out of earshot, he quietly says, that was kind of brilliant.
Well, you said that there was rare stuff, and I mean,
Yeah, no, I think that's pretty good.
yeah. So I made that. I made that. There's nothing else like that.
Yeah,
So I mean, if they wanted something unusual, that one's one of a kind.
that might work. Yeah, good job.
Yeah, we did it. And
We
then
did
she
it.
holds your hand again.
Oh,
Are we going back to your house for lemonade?
yeah, let's go for lemonade.
Can I take off my dress?
Uh, uh, um, uh, I, I'll bring the lemonade to the tree if you're gonna do that. I think.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, yeah. All
I'll
right.
wait for you over there. And she goes back to the tree.
Okay. I think that's a good spot where we'll end the scene. Yeah, he doesn't want to get like caught if his parents come home or something.
Yeah.
That would be a whole.
You don't want
whole
to
other
get caught
story.
with a naked tree lady?
Yeah, that would be a whole other scene.
Oh my god. What was I gonna say? I kept debating if I was like revealing stuff. I don't think that nothing was like personal. I don't think.
Actually, I was gonna say, and I didn't want to interrupt it, but I think that when you use the magic to create the flower, that was a unintentionally revealing. Like
Ooh.
I think because Ethan's seen you do like stuff before, but it's
Yeah.
been a while, and
Yeah,
You, like,
I guess
full
you
on
haven't seen,
created
yeah, you
a
haven't seen me do
non-existent
magic in a
flower.
long time. So yeah, that was an unintended. That was my one and only unintentional reveal. Whoops! I only get one of these. For anyone that is coming in late, it's a 2-player game, and I'm playing the lead in this case, and Jason is playing the follow. So everything I do, I have to kind of do intentionally. So I can do intentional. I can touch him intentionally, because I'm a very strong-willed person, and I can intentionally reveal bits of information, but only once a game do I get to unintentionally do stuff. And the reverse is true for Jason. So,
Yep, I'm all about the accidental, like brushing up against you accidentally or falling into you.
yep. Got 17. We're okay.
All right.
Okay.
So, close, quiet, and alone is the next scene.
Yeah, what are we gonna do? I assume I'm back at the tree, or is there somewhere else aside from the tree?
Well, you did say there was a pond in the last scene.
Do you want to come visit me at the pond? Are we going together to the pond, or oh no, we have to do a scene where you find me at the pond?
Okay, yeah,
Well,
yep.
I just mean it's more trashy.
So we've had our fake dating scene. This is also kind of like now our like bathhouse scene or
This is our
pond scene.
This is our hot spring scene.
Yeah.
But it's a cold pond.
Yes, Sundu. Exactly like that.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's perfect. I
Okay.
think that he was coming to swim at the pond, but he didn't know that you were gonna be here.
Yeah. Like, I'm gonna say that, in fact, you didn't go by my tree. Like, you didn't go to pick me up. Or do I find you at the pond?
You might. We could do it that way.
Okay. So Ethan, like, it's a really hot summer day at this point. It's, like, mid-August or something like that. It's, like, really stinking hot. And so have you found a job yet?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Amazing. So you haven't found a job yet, and so you realize you haven't. I think Lamora in one of their last hangout sessions mentioned the pond. I think actually it was the third one when we were talking about clothes, and we were talking about how one of the times it's appropriate to be the least dressed is at the pond.
That's definitely coming back.
Yep. So we had that discussion, and I think you didn't even like go to get me. You just went off for some like alone time. What's Ethan doing at the pond? Is he like just like floating in the water? Is he doing the backstroke? Like what's Ethan doing?
Here's the thing. There's also another reason why he didn't come get her.
Why?
Because he is skinny dipping in the pond. All of his clothes are sort of hanging on a tree branch nearby.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so he's kind of like swimming around, waiting in the pond right now, skinny dipping. Yeah, I mean it's hot. It is like August or something.
It's really hot. Well, maybe he didn't even plan on going swimming. Maybe he, started to go out for a walk or started to do something, so he didn't have his swim trunks on him.
Yep.
And then he ended up at the pond. He was like, "Oh wait, the pond. I haven't been there yet this year. I'm gonna go see if that's still there, right? Is that sort of..."
Yep.
Okay. So...
And he definitely, before he decided to go skinny dipping in the pond, he probably looked around and he was like, Lamora?
Yeah,
and
like you said her name quietly.
Yep. So yeah, he's just swimming in the pond right now. Does she come upon him when he's still swimming, or is he getting out of the pond?
No, he's definitely... Actually, it's a good point. I hadn't thought of that. Yeah, so he's swimming to cool down. And then I think he swims back towards where his clothes are. And she's kind of like leaning up against the tree, but like sitting down, leaning up against the tree where he hung his clothes.
And he definitely does not notice her at first.
Yeah, he definitely... And so as he approaches, she then like leans out and is like, "Hey, haven't seen you back at the pond yet."
Oh my god. Yeah.
It's still really nice, right? It's... Wait, is this going to be an unintentional reveal? Because you're
yes. He is definitely unintentionally revealing something about himself.
Amazing.
Yeah, so I'm gonna make that roll.
Oh my god.
Oh wow, it's one we haven't had before. A 7.
Good.
Um, but yeah, he's like, oh my god, oh my god, and he like starts to cover himself up, and he is definitely turning red again, which you've seen a few times now. Um, it's not a season changing though.
She's like, "Oh, you did it again!" And she starts to walk into the water towards you. Do you keep backing up?
Yeah, yeah.
I think she's like slowly. I think she had been seated and she kind of stands up a bit and then she just proceeds to start walking into the water. And she's not wearing much of anything, I don't think.
Lamora, hi.
Hey, we hadn't gone swimming yet. We should go swimming. It's really nice, right? I haven't been yet. How was it?
Oh,
And she's proceeding forward at you.
uh,
She's gonna, if you allow her to, she's going to proceed to enter the water and start like swimming towards you. I think she floats a little bit because she's woodish.
Yeah, she's buoyant.
She definitely.
Yeah, he's gonna stop at some point when he's in the water. Because once he's backs far enough into the water, like he's kind of covered up.
Yeah.
Hi, yeah, yeah, we can go swimming.
So are we just treading water now? Are you like
Yeah.
you're towards the middle? She's gonna do that thing where she kind of swims in a circle around you. She kind of leans to the side and starts like swimming. She's like, "This is nice, right? Remember when we used to do this?"
I do. I remember. For some reason, it didn't feel as awkward then, but
What? Awkward? What's that?
just yeah, you know when I change color, I turn red. Humans get embarrassed sometimes. I know you don't really get embarrassed very often.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, like when we're in situations where we're not very good control of them, and when people like learn things about us unexpectedly when we weren't prepared to reveal them, that sort of thing. We change color, we get embarrassed, and it's awkward.
What are you revealing? I already knew you knew how to swim. Did you forget how to swim? And she like swims over. Do you need me to help you?
Is she gonna touch him?
Are you gonna stop her from coming over to help you swim?
No, I'm not.
She is going to, I think, put one hand around your sort of side.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe how would someone, because I think she just floats. I think
So she's not even very good at swimming.
She's not even good at swimming. She kind of just floats and then propels
herself. Is she trying to like hold him up?
Across the chest maybe. I'm trying to think that I think she's definitely like face to face with him. I think she comes right up and puts maybe like one hand under his arm and the other one around his like stomach-ish area. And she's like, "Do you need me to hold you up?" And I'm intentionally touching you.
Yeah, that's not how swimming works exactly, but it's nice, but
are we just floating together now? Like in
oh
the
yeah,
middle of
it's like it goes silent for a moment, like long awkward silence.
So she has like one hand around your torso and the other one like kind of under your arm. Are you like do you need to? She assumes you're fine if you don't move. So she's like, "You're okay? You're okay? I got you." And she's kind of just like, you guys are just floating in the middle of this pond.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay. And she's like right up in your face. She's like,
hi.
"So, okay. So you're embarrassed because you went away to school. You got dumb and you forgot how to swim."
Yeah, that's it. That's definitely it.
You're lucky I like you so much.
I like you too. A lot. Yeah. Yeah, so swimming. The water's nice.
It is. It's really nice. The pond is a little lower this year. There's a little less water. I think they're literally sort of like spinning in a circle in the middle of the pond. Kind of like floating and like swimming.
Like swim dancing almost.
Yeah, they're almost like swim dancing. Yeah, the water kind of went down. There wasn't a lot of water this year, but it's not too bad. None of the trees were too thirsty, but they kind of took some of the water from the pond, you know, because all the water is here, and she like points out at like the ground and stuff like that. I think in fact she has to remove one of her arms to do this. So maybe the one underneath your arm she like gestures out with. And then she puts it back on the other side of your hip, so now both her arms are around your middle.
All right. Yeah. Water is definitely lower. Totally. I wasn't expecting you to come out here to the pond.
Well, you could have invited me.
Oh, I wasn't really my plan. I was just going for a walk. And well, it's really hot and muggy, and
so it's a nice day for swimming. So you should have invited me.
Yeah. But I didn't bring my swim suit, so
that's okay. You said that it's okay to wear less here. You said most clothes at the house, medium clothes at the tree, and least clothes at the pond. So you're okay. You just have least clothes right now.
Yes, I do. Yeah, I guess I did say that, huh?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah, this is fine.
Did Mocha just meow?
Yes. I think he wants to go out, but I don't want to get up yet. Yeah. So he. Yeah. So swimming. That's. You don't really swim so much as float, kind of. This is more like floating that we're doing right now, or waiting.
I guess so. You showed me swimming, and I can do it, and she lets you go, and she, like, sort of attempts to mimic what you would have shown her as a child, doing, like, a stroke of some sort. And so, as she's swimming, you see that she has, like, almost nothing on. So, like, because she floats, her butt is sticking above the line of the water. And like we said, she has really excellent stems and trunks. So, So she swims a little bit out, and then she swims a little bit back towards you.
And when you first let him go, he wasn't ready for that at all. He sort of falls backwards into the water, and it goes under like a little bit for a moment.
Oh no! And then she comes back. She's like,
well, he comes back up pretty quick. And he's just like, wipes the water out of his eyes.
Wait. So you remember how to swim?
Yeah. No, I remember how to swim.
Then why were you embarrassed?
It had nothing to do with swimming.
I don't understand, so I would like for you to tell me. She's intentionally revealing, like, you confuse her, and she wants to know more, and she wants to understand your weird human ways. And why are you embarrassed?
We haven't been doing the percentile rolls either.
Oh, we haven't been doing the percentile rolls.
So we should probably start doing those.
Oh,
I always forget these.
Okay, I'm gonna do percentile roll right now. Shit, that's so bad. And we're at a higher number too. $85. I'm fine.
Okay. Okay, yeah. I can tell you, I guess. So yeah, I didn't bring my swimsuit. Yeah, so I don't have any clothes right now. Well, I do up on the tree over there.
Yeah, I saw them.
And yeah, I just I haven't been like this around you in a long time, and it was different than when we were kids.
Why?
Oh, and how do I explain this to you? Uh, you- Children and adults feel differently about this stuff.
Is it just because adults are dumb?
Well, maybe.
So you went away to school, you got dumb, you got embarrassed. Well, we're back. You're back here now. You're back in the forest. We've been hanging out by the tree that we used to hang out by. We're swimming in the pond, and she starts to swim around you again. She's kind of like doing a little swim around you. It's like, so you don't have to feel embarrassed. You're not at school. You don't have to learn that dumb stuff. You
Yeah, and I don't have a job yet.
So you're fine. And your clothes are right there if you really want them. Do you want me to go get them for you? Would that make you feel better?
No, I'm okay right now. It's just that uh, adult humans, um, when they like someone, and they're caught off guard like this situation, it's yeah, uh, it's a whole lot to deal with. There's a lot of weird feelings. I'm
Okay.
gonna say that's an unintentionally revealing something.
You're
It's
unintentionally revealing that adult humans have
Well, he's also
weird
unintentionally
feelings.
revealing that he because he said when you're with someone that you like or whatever.
Well, I like you too, and I would like it if you didn't feel bad. So, don't?
Sure, okay. And it's not bad. I don't feel bad.
Okay, okay. I don't understand. You're really
Yeah,
confusing.
it's really hard to explain. Um, and Kalia, I can explain the percentile rolls.
Yeah.
So in the actual physical game of Starcrossed that uses a Jenga tower, um, when you're doing dialogue, I think it's after a certain point, but I'm not sure. I'll have to double check on that.
Mm-hmm.
While you're doing dialogue, you're supposed to touch the tower. So that adds a little risk that you could topple the tower, even when you're not making one of the moves where you'd pull a brick. Um, so the way they do that in the online version, where there's no tower involved, is you start rolling percentile die, and you have an attraction score based on how many bricks you pulled. And if you roll under the attraction score on the percentile die, then the tower falls from you touching it. So far, that hasn't happened because I rolled a 99 during that dialogue. Are you muted, Jess?
I am muted. Sorry, I was trying to point out the instruction side of the sheet,
Oh,
which specifies like I've played with people who did it a few different ways, and that's after every dialogue or just after every scene. Every time you are talking, you're supposed to have your hand on the tower. So if you had a Jenga tower, aside from pulling bricks, another dangerous time is anytime you are talking because you're supposed to just gently place your hand on the tower. So in theory, as long as you don't get too excited or do anything ridiculous, the tower shouldn't fall. But you also, at any time when playing Starcrossed, you can choose to topple the tower. You can be
yep.
like, now, I've had someone do that to me where I was not expecting it, and someone was like, and I topple the tower, and I was like, no, oh wait, this is okay, we're good. Because as long as you have enough, I mean, you just kind of rate your epilogue at the end. You just kind of say what you think
Yeah,
happened.
toppling the tower intentionally just means that you have to act on your feelings.
Yeah,
And sometimes narratively, that just makes sense to do it at a certain point.
yeah. Yeah, Jake, this game is so much fun. That's why we wanted to like show it off and play it, and we would definitely, because I know A lot of people have shouted a lot on Twitter about it. It's such a great game. I know I've shouted on Twitter and my Discord about it a bunch. It is amazing. It is a versatile game. You can kind of do so much with it. And I just wanted people to see it so that they could feel like maybe it was a bit more approachable. And while it's technically usually done in physical space when you hang out with a person, I know my cats are meowing, your cats are meowing, all the cats are meowing. You normally do it with the Jenga tower. People, amazing people with lots of ingenuity have come up with online systems, such as the one we're playing right now, which works with dice and stuff like that to play. Yeah, so so right now, for anyone that just came in, we've done an introduction, a little embarrassment, finding common ground, hard at work, and right now we're doing, quote, close, quiet, and alone. So yeah, that's where we are right now. Close, quiet, and alone. And Jason has as the follow is the one that ends the scene. So it's up to him to decide how this sort of goes.
Yeah. So
you were revealing your embarrassment to me and that you liked me. I think she still likes swimming around you. Actually, I think she's gonna swim right up to you. How would she touch you? She's gonna touch you. Just trying to figure out how's she gonna touch you. I think she puts a hand on your face, actually. On your, like she kind of rests a hand on your face. I think maybe you're still a little bit pink. And I think she kind of caresses your little pink cheek a little bit. And she says, you don't... If it's not bad, then it's okay. You can feel whatever, but I don't want you to feel bad around me. And I really like you too. I told you, you're my favorite human.
You're my favorite... What are you exactly?
I'm wondering if she has a word for this. Are there any other dryads?
I don't know.
I think there's only like one dryad in this forest. Like maybe there's like a dryad per forest type thing. In this world or something like that. I think she's the only one here.
So does she exactly know what she is, or just
so yeah,
know
she
she's
might
not
not
human?
know. She's like, well, I am, part of my tree and part of this forest. I'm kind of in between them and you.
And there aren't others of you?
Not here. I have a feeling that there's more. But not right here. Not right now. Maybe this forest isn't that big.
There are a lot of other forests out there. Even where I went to school, there was a forest.
Bigger than this one?
Yeah.
Maybe,
Different kind of forest.
Maybe there's more. You never went in and saw anyone like me?
I went in, I never saw anyone like you. I've never seen anyone else like you.
He's sad. He's sad about it. He's a sweet sad boy. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure there's more. I just know. But just not right here. So that's why we can't let anyone else come in, because I have to take care of it.
I'm not going to let anyone damage your forest.
I know you won't.
I think You have to at least roll for dialogue, but I think you also intentionally revealed.
I feel like I did
Okay.
intentionally reveal something too. I'm gonna. So that's a reveal, and I'm gonna do a percentile, and we're at 21. So this
I
is
know,
getting
this is crazy.
This is getting dangerous. 71. I'm fine.
I only had one game of Starcrossed that went past this scene.
Really? Do you
Yep.
want to keep going? This isn't a terrible. Like if we were in person right now, I would truly be debating knocking over the tower.
Yeah.
I would honestly be debating knocking over the tower here. But we could
If you want to do
we
it.
could try and go, cuz I'm just trying to think, what would a disagreement becomes heated be?
Yeah, and that would be a tough one to yeah.
I don't imagine them fighting. I think I might knock over the tower. I don't.
All right.
I think they're doing really good. I'm doing it. Smash! Smash! Jenga tower down. We are acting on our feelings. Okay, so my hand is on you. I just
said that I'm gonna.
You said that you're gonna protect me.
Yep.
And I said that I know you will, and I trust you. I assume they kiss, but I don't know. I don't know if she would.
Okay.
She does a lot of touching, but I don't know.
So she doesn't kiss him, but she does get very because she has that. Yeah. She doesn't really recognize personal space.
Yeah. So
and she has gotten very close to his space before.
She's very much like their bodies are probably touching because she is right there.
I think so. So I think she moves even closer to him.
Yeah.
And then he kisses her.
Yeah.
Right. So the last thing he said was that he was going to protect her forest, make sure nobody, hurts her forest. And then she moves closer to him, and he kisses her.
Yep. And they are now kissing in this pond.
Yeah. So there's a long, quiet kiss while they're floating in this pond. Yes, and they're naked in the pond.
They are absolutely naked in this pond. They are body to body, flesh to bark skin, touching and kissing, doing some kisses. And I think they start off rather gingerly, because I think this is a relatively new, I imagine he's done kisses while he was at school before, but I don't think he...
Not to someone who had no concept of what...
Yeah, not to someone who had no concept of kissing. So I think it's sort of... I think
seasons definitely changed for Ethan.
Yeah, so I think this is happening, pretty naturally, but kind of slowly. I am opening up the Starcrossed book right now. It's kissing season. Heck yeah. Digital edition. Oh, gosh. Sorry, it just took up my whole screen. Going down to the bottom. Let's see what it says. Da-da, scenes. Da-da-da. Can you do the tag in the exclamation point Starcrossed?
Yep.
While I look through this. Okay, I got it. I found it. So that's the game. In case you have missed it, it's so good. So this game is amazing. It's highly versatile. I've played such a variety of ways. So the epilogue chart is 0 to 10, 11 to 13, 14 to 16, 17 to 19, and 21 plus. 20 plus, and we had 21.
Nice.
So our epilogue chart says, your mind is overruled by the frantic beating of your heart. Damn the world. From now on, you only need each other.
That's perfect, because he's at this point, he's no one's going to harm your forest.
Yep.
Yeah. So they definitely kiss.
Yep.
I think when the kiss finally ends, he quietly says to her, so that's another sort of girlfriend-boyfriend thing.
Oh, this too?
Yeah,
well,
this too.
I'm doing really good at being your girlfriend then.
You are. And then we sort of go into an epilogue. I think at that point, so he works with her to establish. So there's this rare plant, never before seen plant.
Yep.
Like that surveyor took that flower away
Yep.
and took it to the property owners who were like, what the hell is this? And the surveyor said, we should get this checked out because they say it's a really rare plant. And
Yep.
then they called in, a botanist or something.
Yep.
The botanist was like, this doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So the good news is they can't develop on the property because there's this undiscovered flower there. The sort of downside of that is now there's scientists,
There's
like
gonna be
botanists and
scientists
stuff.
in the forest.
Yeah.
So I imagine like Ethan does a mix of helping Lamora act more human, but also maybe hiding away in her tree, like telling her when like now is not the time to. Like, these people study plants. They will recognize you are plant people.
Yeah. So he heads up like interacting with the botanists and things, the researchers that come out.
Mm-hmm.
But she's sort of like always behind the scenes a little bit. Like she'll create some of the flowers when it's convenient for them to be more of these flowers.
Yeah.
But yeah, they work together on this, and they end up protecting the forest. There are all these people who are studying the flowers, but eventually the scientists sort of aren't actively working in the site anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They've taken this flower, they've given it a new name. They've just so far determined that it only grows in this particular patch of land for some strange reason.
Yeah.
Or it hasn't been discovered anywhere else, at least.
She literally like only makes them when she absolutely has to.
Yep. So this property is declared like protected forest.
Yeah.
And they can't develop here. And Ethan eventually does get a job. But I'm going to say that he becomes like a writer.
Ooh.
Which is actually what he went to school for. So when Dave and Derek were talking about their jobs, they like when he said he didn't have one yet.
Yeah.
You're like, oh well, you were an English major.
Yeah, like, that's fine. That's what you guys do.
Yeah. But yeah, he ends up getting a job as a writer, but that also means that he is able to work out of home.
Yeah.
And eventually he ends up sort of inheriting the house. So it's his house. And he never moves away. He stays in the forest.
Yep.
And I don't want to go like sad on this, but I think, he ages like a person. I don't know.
He ages like a person and she ages like a tree. I think that she doesn't catch on to it immediately. Like, I don't think she catches on to his aging being like so different, but when she does sort of notice him like kind of physically changing, I think she tries to imitate a little bit, but it's just a facade. Do you know what I mean? I think I think she tries to, because she wants to do everything that he does. So
she starts to look older too.
She tries to make herself look older to match him, but she is gonna live a much longer life than him. And at what point does Ethan explain to her that he's gonna die in the next little while? Do you know what I mean? At what point?
I think it is like when he's fairly old.
That he's gonna like go away and like. I guess she gets death. Like death happens.
Yep.
In the forest, but it's like fairly natural, and I think she's gonna be surprised that it's happening so soon. And I think she's gonna ask him to stay with her. Like, she wants to, like, wrap her tree around him.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to get, like, really sad and dark, but when it happens, he's definitely in the forest.
We got a happy ending, but we went to the sad ending.
I know. Why do we do this to ourselves? We could have just, like, ended with the happy stuff.
That?
But they definitely had, like, decades.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely get to have like a good long life together and spend a lot of time together and protect the forest together and do many naked swims.
Yes.
Many naked
He
swims.
tries to explain that whole thing to her. She probably never gets it, even after like decades entirely.
I think at some point he brings like movies out. I think at some
Or,
point they
or
do like some
are they
like
magazines? Like he brings other magazines out
yeah, I don't know.
because
Oh,
you
sexy
can't watch movies in the
magazines.
forest.
Oh my god. Yeah, I think they watch some like cheesy movies too. I think he like introduces her to like a lot of human media and like they live a long life together. They share
Yeah,
stuff
that's true.
together. I think
And she can come in the house.
yeah, and I think on several occasions she tries to get him to just like sit still in the forest for extended periods of time.
It's difficult to do.
And I think he gets better and better at it. You know what I mean? I think he as he gets older, they can do that where they sit together just like quietly for long periods of time and let everything sort of just happen in the forest around.
We're not going to explain to her where magazines come from.
Oh, until he sits still in the forest forever. No.
I know.
Oh my gosh. That was fun. They were
That
cute.
was adorable.
I'm glad they got to have a happy ending.
Yeah, me too.
It's nice to have a happy ending. Aww.
I haven't had any games that had an unhappy ending yet, but this is
Oh,
now
really?
my third game that's had like a bittersweet, sort of like a sad, happy ending.
Yeah. Starcrossed is so good! Right, Megan? Oh my god, it's so good! This game is so good. So yes, this was Starcrossed. Check it out. It is so good. It is absolutely approachable. You can play as any sort of things. Jason, what are some of the characters you've played? Like what are some of the duos you've done?
Okay, so I played another game with you
Yep.
that we didn't stream,
Yep.
where I was a city guard investigator,
Mm-hmm.
and you were like a rebel thief
Mm-hmm.
in like a fantasy city.
Yep.
And I had to track you down and capture you, and then eventually was convinced that the powers that be were corrupt, and I ended up joining your side,
Mm-hmm.
working you out of prison.
Because at first I seemed like just a fancy cat burglar. Right? I was just like a thief, and then
Yep.
it turned out that there was merit
That you were helping.
Yep, it turned out there was merit to what I was doing.
You were a little like Robin Hood type character.
That was a fun one. What else?
And then with Megan, I've played a few games. There was one where I was an artificial intelligence on a ship, and she was a ship engineer, spaceship engineer, and she
Ooh.
built a body for my character.
Oh my
that
god!
That was another one that ended sadly because he couldn't leave the ship,
Oh
and
no!
she got reassigned to a different ship
Oh no!
after a little while. Yeah. So that was another bittersweet ending.
Oh no!
There was the one I played with Megan as a vampire and a vampire hunter.
Why? I mean, I keep saying like, why do we do this? But that's the point of the game. It's called Starcrossed. It's supposed to be people in really difficult, either opposing or difficult situations. Like that's the fun of it. The fun of it is playing into the tropes. Like the fun of it is being like, what's the cheesiest thing I can do here? Like what's the most cliche thing I can like do? It's so much fun. So what was the other one you had?
There was one where it was like a full-on type of fantasy thing where my character was an airship captain, and Megan was a griffin rider. We were two different warring people that fought over the skies or whatever. And we were arranged marriage to bring peace to the kingdoms.
Ooh, so wait, you were arranged to marry each other?
Yeah, we started the game with the arranged marriage. And eventually, like, we actually fell for each other, and then we like ran away from the kingdoms, like from our responsibilities.
That's awesome. That's Cleo.
What was the other one? I'm forgetting
I want
Or
Talari to play this. Brash Roguish. That's awesome. Yeah, like we were discussing that. I don't know if you were there at the beginning, Kalia, but Jason was saying how like there's a lot of people who have used this to play out. You know what I mean? Who didn't get like necessarily an epilogue with some of their characters, who didn't get or like didn't wanted to do it for like side stories and stuff like that. A lot of people will put their D&D characters into this game and then play them out with another character. So this game is so good for that. This game is good for making shit up on the spot. It's for like thinking stuff out. It's for extended. Oh my god, it's good for everything. This game is so fun and versatile, and I've never not loved it. So I cannot recommend it enough. It's so good. Who got married and then fell in love? Megan said for that one. That's cute.
yes, yep. So we had the arranged marriage, and then later fell in love. What is the one I'm forgetting, Megan?
You named 3. Have you done a 4th?
I thought we did 4.
So you said the AI, the vampire hunter, and the betrothed.
Yep.
What's
I thought
the
there
other
was a
one?
4th. I don't know. Maybe Megan will remember, but
oh yeah, for my that's Dustin is saying like for my first game Jess was going. So my game was canceled. Let's play right now. Yep. I've done that multiple times. I did that to Jason. I think the first time we played.
yep.
I was supposed to be doing a thing, and I was like, Jason, it got canceled. You were playing with me right now.
And Megan did that to me once too. Like where she was like, "Do you want to play Starcrossed tomorrow?" or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, sure."
Yeah. So this game is awesome. Everyone should play it more. I love it. And it's awesome. We shall play it. Whoa. Have you played with anyone else?
No, just you and Megan so far.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Dustin is saying we went sci-fi because Dustin loves sci-fi, and sci-fi is not my jam. So I was like, Dustin, you're gonna have to lead this shit. But then I got so into world building that I came up with a bunch of like races and species and animals and plants, and I was a newly terraformed planet farmer. Alone in my big huge piece of land, and Dustin was this lizard alien who crash landed onto my land, and he was a species that like changed colors and shape and shapeshifted and stuff like that. So the first time I saw him, he wasn't even in his actual form. And then the second scene where it's a little embarrassment, the reason I saw him in his actual form for the first time is because he's like, I guess he was like cold-blooded-ish, laying out on his crash ship sunbathing, soaking in the sun, just naked, as his natural lizard alien form. And I found him like that, and I was like, oh, hey there, strange naked alien friend. And that's one of the few games where we didn't have, like, we knocked over the tower. I don't know if it was the 3rd or 4th scene, but we didn't have enough points yet for a happy ending. So he left. Basically, I helped him fix up his shift. We spent a lot of time together. We had a lot of connections. We shared a lot of special moments. But then he left. He went back into space, and I never saw him again. He never saw me again.
So the 4th game I was forgetting with Megan was based on our Companion's Tale game.
Oh, that's right!
We set it as 2, like, background characters. I was one of the monks of the Crystal residence or whatever. And she was one of the sort of rebel people that lived in the branch. And, like, we played through, like, our scenes were different, like, events that happened sort of during the Companion's Tale thing. And that was really cool because we built more of the world. Like it involved, we were serving the River Queen who lived on that river that we had crossing the equator and controlled part of that.
Oh,
and we had a whole story around that. And we were just expanding sections that we hadn't covered in the Companion's Tale game.
That's amazing. See, that's what I mean. That's what I mean when I say like it's so fun because it is a game you can pick up on the fly and like play at any moment. You could just boom do it, like make it up, like because I've done that before. We've made up stuff. I've had game like the only games I've planned in advance are the ones I played. This one I played with you where we decided on characters because we knew we were going to be streaming, so we're like, okay, let's not spend half an hour on fantasy name generator, which happens sometimes when you're making up new characters for this game. Either like, let's not do that. So I prepared that character with you, and then I knew when I was going to play with Lauren, or Jail Nice Girl, once again, check her out. She made the sheet. She's really, really awesome. We knew we wanted to play as trees because I've been wanting to, like, when you first play this game, it's kind of like scary and nerve-wracking, and it's good to play into the tropes. It's good to be like, okay, what's a trope? Like, oh, a princess and a knight. You know what I mean? It's like so easy to sort of stumble your way through it in a story you were already somewhat comfortable with. Whereas me and Lauren at that point, we had already played several games and we're like, you know what would be difficult? Two creatures we have no comprehension for their understanding or sentience.
Yeah, I've heard a little bit about how that game went, and I'm just so curious.
Did you hear from me or from Lauren?
Yeah, from you.
Oh, okay.
But just little details, and I'm just like, how do you play
Yeah.
trees in these scenes?
It is amazing. It's amazing. We didn't. I think we only got to the third or fourth scene. Well, I think we did not play long. It was also the shortest game I've ever played, but we were going at it. We were like touching and revealing like it was nothing. We were like
I believe that with Lauren for sure.
Yeah, we were coming up with every possible way for our trees to touch and connect and reveal and like everything possible. We were doing. So we went through it really fast and we got to have a happy ending, and we had two very different trees. It was so much fun. So she was an intentionally planted, beautiful, ornamental tree in like a garden. And I was like a rough and wild tree out.
The seed just landed there.
Yeah, a natural tree in like a park space type thing. And so I'd already been in this area for a long time, so she got planted, and it was me helping her to understand, where she was, what was going on, and I was telling her, like, oh, you can reach, like, so I helped her as she got in to get comfortable in the space, and then in the years to come, when there wasn't as much rain, she would get watered by her gardener, and she would share her water with me, and, like, invite me to put my roots into her roots.
Oh my god.
And my branches grew into her branches, and we eventually we got to have a beautiful epilogue, like a beautiful epilogue where our two trunks eventually fused together and caused a legend in the area where our trees were. Literally the trees became known as the lovers, and people would get married at the tree, but it was bad luck to carve your initials into the tree. That would ruin your relationship. You would be cursing your relationship if you carved into the lovers. But it was very good luck to be married by the lovers. They're very cute and sweet.
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. It was really cute. It was a really fun one. It was a really different and fun one, and we had to there was a lot of discussing about how to do it. And even just coming up with naming schemes, we immediately were like, okay, well, she's going to have an official, botanical type name, because she was an intentionally grown, nursed, planted tree. My name was a sound, because it was like, what would I name myself? It would be based on either where I am or a sound or a feeling or something. So I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was either the name of the hill I was on, or the name of what the wind sounded like through my mother's branches or something like that. I can't remember. It was something like that. So, but this game is so infinitely, this game has infinite possibilities.
Yeah, this game is so good. Everyone should play it. And if anyone wants to know more about how to play it, seriously, you can drop me a message and I will just talk endlessly about how you play it.
Yeah, heck yeah. So yeah, if everyone's in the Discord, this is literally, I think this is one of the reasons why I was like, do we have a TTRPG talking about channel? Because I need to bust out about this game. I literally just wanted to squeal about this game. So absolutely, also feel free to have discussions in there, and I'll totally talk in there as well about anything that's Anything about this game, I'm so happy to explain it and share it with people. And like, I know me and Kate were supposed to play one time, but then we weren't able to. Kate's another person who I like very on the fly. We tried to have a game last minute one day, and then we didn't end up being able to. But one day I will catch her. I will catch her in a game. A wizard gets a familiar. The familiar is a Fae court member, and the Fae starts to fall in love with the wizard. That is so good, Sundu.
I like that one.
That is a good concept. I love that. Oh my god. Kate, there were smooches in this one. There were naked pond swimming smooches.
Yep.
There was a lot of touching and naked pond smooches. It was a lot of fun. So it's still like 45 minutes to Critical Role, and I'm just debating what to do.
So one thing I want to mention, I'm gonna put the command back in.
Yeah.
But so Alex Roberts, who designed Starcrossed, also designed another game that's now just recently out called For the Queen. But also, before either of those two things existed and still ongoing, she has a podcast called Backstory, which is how I first got introduced, to who Alex Roberts is. It's a really great podcast where she interviews all kinds of game designers and LARP designers and just all kinds of people who are involved in the tabletop gaming or LARP space. And it's a really good show. I remember I told Jess about Alex Roberts a long time ago because she's a Canadian and she had gone, was it in Ottawa somewhere? Ontario somewhere, and had found someone who sold wands, and she bought a wand because she was going to the wizard school.
Yeah, so I mean, we just put it, but I'm going to put it again. So go check out Alex Roberts. You can check out all her amazing stuff on Twitter. This game in particular is linked below, but her other game, For the Queen, is 100%, like, I might already have a date marked in my schedule to try and stream that one. That's absolutely a game I want to get to play. I haven't gotten to play it yet. I might be trying to wrangle a certain sea monster into that game, since For the Queen seems like a game, that might be appropriate to a certain sea monster. But yeah, if anyone else wants to play, let me know. That's definitely gonna be on the list, because what's really cool is that is a GM-less, no prep game. So that's exactly the kind of game I want to have more of on the channel, so that anyone that kind of wants to play can jump in on that. That's why I really loved Companion's Tale. I really want to get Fall of Magic working. That's another one. And then For the Queen is really, really up there. Oh, and I meant to post, this is Lauren, or JL Nice Girl. Check her out as well. Follow her. She makes games. She made this sheet. She made Letter I Didn't Send. I'm trying to remember. It's a one-page, because I played that other one-page RPG where we made a witch. She made one where you send sad letters, and it's beautiful and lovely and amazing. Oh, and she just made one for Wiz Jam, and I haven't gotten to play that one yet, but it sounds like a ton of fun. It's like you're a wizard and you lost your bag of components, and now you kind of just gotta figure out how to magic on the fly. It sounds like a ton of fun. Paige didn't write. Thank you, Megan. Yeah, so check out Lauren, check out Alex Roberts, check out Jason if you don't already. I don't know what you're doing here if you don't already follow Jason. He's awesome possum playing these games with me.
Yep, and I run a game on your channel.
Yeah, I run a game called Spire, which I think we have, hang on, we have boom, we have that one too. I'm so pleased with how much more TTRPG content we're getting to do. I'm so pleased with how much more is on the channel. Like, last year I couldn't manage to get like one game going, and this year we've already done so many. Jason, did you sew the fan art? What fan art?
Yeah, what fan art?
What fan art, Dustin?
Apparently I'm supposed to be checking something.
Read about that one. Sounded great. Yeah, Kalia, it does look really, really good. Oh, and Kalia, I saw that you made an awesome witch with studying too, and they lived in a lighthouse and everything, and that sounded really, really cool. I caught a little bit. I tried to watch some of your VOD, but my work has been poopy, and I'm not even allowed like on the internet anymore, so I can't catch up on all the content I want to.
Oh my god.
What? What?
Rena did fan art
What?
of this game.
What? Can I see it?
Yes, definitely.
You're gonna like hold it
Did
up?
Dustin already send it to you or not?
I don't know. Dustin, did you send it to me? Dustin, did you send it to me? I want to see it.
Because if he didn't, I'll definitely send it to you. I'm gonna throw it over to you in Hangouts.
Okay. Oh my gosh!
I like how you're doing like Lamore is doing like a little blep in the in the fan. We're gonna have to tweet this, but
Here,
she went to sleep, but we'll have to give her like credit her and everything.
So Rena made this. It's our bratty girl and our good boy. I don't know if you guys could see it very well, but it's very cute. I love them so much. Included in cute entire document. Ugh, it's so good. Ethan, human boy. Oh my god. Oh my god, she even drew the shoulder pads. She has bark shoulder pads. It's so good.
I can't believe we got fan art like during the game.
During the game. That's amazing. We have to thank Rena forevers.
Yep.
Do I have my schedule? Like what? I'm still debating what we want to do the next. Hey, if anyone has any ideas of what do you want to do for 30 minutes, let me know. I'm gonna shout out really quick to say tomorrow Slayer and I are gonna make it a very good Friday. We're gonna continue our Borderlands 2 playthrough. She had her spring hair. I know. I love it. We're gonna continue our Borderlands 2 playthrough tomorrow. On Saturday. There's no Spire this week, but there's Spire next week. Dustin and I will probably do our WoW stream, and it's probably going to be a short one, though, because I'm going to be over on Scrat's channel, where I'm very excited. I think I can say it now, because I saw them tweet about it. So, our good friend, Atomic Firebird, who was here earlier, is running it, and I'm so excited, because it's going to be the first game I ever get to play with them. And they're running it as, like, almost like a D&D Harry Potter, where there's different schools of... It's like Gary Gygax's school of stuff, something like that, and the different houses are different kinds of... So, it's... I'm so excited to play that. I haven't finished making my disaster character for that, but it's going to be my first what's it called? Class cross.
Multiclass?
Multiclass. I've never really done a multiclass before, so it's going to be my first multiclass. And Dustin and I were discussing this, and we realized that when you're Dragonborn, you get to choose a a type of dragon your ancestry is, and then if you go dragon sorcerer, you also get to choose one.
I see where this is going now.
So I might be a swirly dragon. I'm very excited about that. Have a good night, Megan. Thanks so much for hanging out.
Good night, Megan.
Heart your face. We'll see you later. Thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing all the smoochy stories with us. So yeah, I'm very excited to do my first So they're gonna be... Dustin, what did we decide? So they're a Dragonborn. They're gonna be... Went off of your idea, Jason, because you were the one that pointed out, like, because...
what did I do?
You pointed out that it would be really funny to be like a gold Dragonborn who loves shinies.
Yep.
So they're gonna be a gold and silver, money obsessed, or like gold and silver shiny obsessed Dragonborn sorcerer rogue thief.
Nice.
Maybe.
I like it.
So silver and gold, shinies, loving all that good stuff. Oh, that's so. I don't know why that keeps happening. Sorry, Dustin said my audio keeps doing that switch thing it's been doing lately, and I don't know why it's doing that. Hey, Mr. Dr. Tuck, how are you doing? So they worship the platinum dragon. They're silver and gold, and they worship the platinum dragon.
That would fit.
Yeah. All the shiny metals. Alloy dragons are underrated. Are they? I thought everyone thought they were pretty high up there and fancy. I've never done a Dragonborn, and I've never done a multi-class. So this is a double new thing for me. So that's Saturday. And then what's happening Sunday? Why do I feel like something's happening Sunday?
I don't know. Don't you have a calendar for all this stuff?
I have multiple calendars. What's happening Sunday? Oh, nothing. I think nothing's happening Sunday because Sunday I think is Easter. I think Sunday is family dinner. But instead of doing Starcrossed on Monday, probably Starcrossed. Stardew. We're probably gonna do. Probably gonna have to do more Destiny just because I need to try and get those antlers. I'm sorry, but
Priorities.
It's really important. But what's really, really cool is my Invisible Sun DM, Ethan, might be joining us for that one. So if you have any questions about Invisible Sun, might be a good time to ask him on Monday. He knows a lot, and he's absolutely amazing. And Invisible Sun, if you don't know, is this very surreal, amazing, like, weird, magical, like, often done kind of, like, dark, like, mysterious. And the world we live in is literally, like, a lie. It's, like, considered the Shadow Realm, and, like, the Invisible Sun, there's all these different suns, and each sun reflects a different thing. So I think you generally spend time on the Indigo Sun, and we're on the Black or Gray Sun. It's the bad one. Humanity is bad. It's all a lie.
Seems to be a running theme lately.
Yeah. But it's all this amazing weird dark magic, but Ethan runs it like the sweetest, most fun. Like, this system is not built to be just sweet and magical and fun, and that is what Ethan has made it, because Ethan is amazing. It is like half the time, like, they don't eat food on the Invisible Sun. There's no meat. It would be preposterous to, like, kill something to eat it there. You eat ideas and concepts. So we've been to, like, a taco truck before, and basically we described our ideal taco, and, like, it became a thing.
You ate the idea of the ideal taco.
You get to eat the idea of the taco. So I think in the last one we went to, like, an ice cream truck, and I was like, my ice cream cone is a day at the beach. It just is a day at the beach. And that's what it feels and tastes like. It's warm. It's kind of gritty. It's a little sandy, but
nothing like an actual ice cream cone.
But it's really refreshing. So yeah, it's a really wonderful, amazing, weird game, and I still can't believe that Ethan has made it into the sweet, fun thing that it is when, like, anytime you see anyone else play it, it is the darkest shit. And I think next week is Spire, so definitely come hang out for that. On the 27th is Spire, and then on the 28th, if it works out, that is the day I'm trying to make a For the Queen day happen. So keep your eyes and ears peeled for that one, because hopefully we'll get to show off Alex Roberts' other game, which I very much want to do.
And the weekend where we normally have Spire, the first second weekend in May, we won't, because I will be in Toronto visiting Jess.
Yeah. So we should we're supposed to have a Spire game May 11th, but we won't have one. I don't know if you can see that. Because Jason's in Toronto.
And I'm bringing the actual physical Starcrossed game with me to Toronto. And some other games too, because we're probably going to see a bunch of critters there. And I will make sure there are pictures and stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna try and come to the critter shoot. When is the critter shoot again? So I can write it down in the calendar right now. Morgan and Derek, I see you both in chat. If one of you can just yell at me when that is, so I can just pencil it in. You were at your local library bench and you saw a car with an Ontario license plate. Nice. That makes me want to complain a little bit about my government, but I'm gonna try not to. The current asshole government is trying to change our license plate, and I don't appreciate it.
They're doing that too? Are they trying to ruin everything at once?
It's so garbage and annoying because they're cutting around 3,500 teaching jobs in the next few years, which is like, we don't have that to cut. Like, there's already been an issue with like stuff, but meanwhile they're spending money on rebranding the license plate, and he wanted to call it, because currently it's Ontario yours to discover, he wants to change it to open for business.
Oh no.
Which is vomitous. And he also wants to change our Trillium logo, for the Ontario's symbol is the Trillium. He wants to change it to something else. He is taking funding from things we need and spending money on things that, like, literally he gets to have his, you know what I mean? They almost make a legacy for him. Like, he's such a self-absorbed piece of shit. I'm so pissed. Sorry, I don't normally talk politics on this, but you mentioned the license plate, and that's what it reminded me of. 3 p.m. on the 11th. Okay. 3 p.m. 11th. You think we can schedule that in?
Yeah, I think we can do that. Yeah, I don't see why not.
Okay. A mirror with Coke on it. Yes, he's also a former drug dealer. But people suck. Cutting teachers boils my blood. I know. Oh, I know. Like, really, like... And that's after, like, promising, like, no public jobs were gonna be cut or anything like that. He is claiming that all 3,500 are just gonna be people retiring. They were just gonna do that naturally. It's like, and then they're just not gonna refill them. That's bullshit. It's garbage. He's an idiot. This announced a 1 billion healthcare cut in the next 10 years. Yep. Sounds about right. Yep. Garbage. Your state once had a license plate with the smiling sun logo and said it's just that friendly. Ours says the Keystone State or some app. That's the dad of the vocal teacher. Yeah, same. Live free or die?
Yep.
Interesting.
That's the New Hampshire state motto. And it's on our license plates too.
That's an interesting one. New Hampshire. Yeah, that's such an interesting one. I've never heard that one before. Live free or die. Yep, Morgan, yep. I know, I agree.
Like Sundu's
But
comment.
hey, remember when that dryad kissed the naked boy in the pond? Well, to be fair, the dryad did not kiss the naked boy. The dryad got all up in the naked boy's business and put her body up on his body, and then he kissed her. She did a lot of, like, touching on him, but it had to be on him to do the first kiss, because I don't think she would have comprehended that fully. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But once she learned what a kiss was, you can bet she darn smooched him all the time.
Yeah, in the epilogue, there was lots of practice and stuff.
Yep. And then for sure, the next time Derek and Dave came over for a barbecue, she was just up and smooching him, and, like, no concept of, like, public displays of affection being inappropriate or anything like that, until... Like, everything had to be a lesson. Do you know what I mean? He would have to teach her all social graces. They would... Otherwise, she'd just go and do the smooching and the touching. She probably at some point just walked up and, like, touched... Was it Dave or Derek had long hair? I think it was Dave. She probably just went up and, like, touched Dave's hair at some point, unless you told her not to. Flipping burgers and making out. Yep. Yep.
Yes, flipping burgers every 2 seconds. Because that's how burgers are grilled.
Amazing. I'm not sure what to do now.
I know. We have like 20
minutes. I mean,
Yeah.
I could, like I said, I could pull up my sheet for... Does anyone know how to multi-class in Roll20?
Yeah.
Because I was trying to do it and
I think so.
Hang on.
Depends on the sheet, I think, but...
Let me see if I can bring it up. Oh yeah, it's called D&D and the Chalice of Flame.
Oh, I love it.
It's so good. It's so good. Okay, so hang on. I was making... I didn't name them yet. It's the shiny dragon person. Also, this music is so cute, but I'm gonna turn it off so you guys don't hear it and get spoiled. Where is it? It's in the menus. Swamp. I'm gonna cover that as well. I don't want you to see any of the secrets. I just want to show you my sheet. There we go. Okay. So. It didn't... Okay, when you're in D&D Beyond and you put your level up, it automatically kind of takes you up. And this one didn't do that, so I don't know how to do it. So, is it in the gear? Okay, I went in the gear. And then, see, I went in class, and there's Sorcerer. I did Sorcerer, and then I put in level 4. But when you do that in D&D Beyond, it, like, does your jazz for you. And this one didn't do my jazz for me. 20 minutes of telling me I'm pretty. You're gorgeous, Kate, and I love you. You're beautiful and wonderful, and I can remember numerous times when you sent me snaps and, like, photos from, like, New Year's when you were all fancy that I was like, holy cow, how is she so pretty? So pretty! You have to rewatch because you're curious? Wait, what? Oh, you're wondering, did you as a human person blush at the same time that you as a human person blushed?
It's entirely possible, and I don't know. I wasn't watching myself.
It's by the spells button? This one? Oh, y'all so smart. Okay. Y'all are the best. This is why. 3. So now I have 3 roguish levels. Get super embarrassed while playing, but that's... I mean, I think you get less embarrassed the more you play. I don't know.
That's true. And it is definitely a game that encourages, like, conversations with you and the other player. So it's less embarrassing that way.
Yeah. I don't feel remotely embarrassed playing with you because I've known you for so long. And we've, like, talked about every which dumb little thing and stuff like that. And also, I play the lead, so I generally try and do all the embarrassing.
Yes.
So I never...
Also accurate to our entire friendship.
At some point, you're gonna have to try playing the lead.
I know. That's gonna be a challenge.
Have you and Megan, like, shared that role before? 'Cause...
Yes, I've played the lead before.
Aww. You are gorge. Oh yeah, you've been known me. Dustin, you were embarrassed when we played? Why were you embarrassed? Why were you embarrassed? Does Jess embarrass? As in, like, do I feel embarrassed? Not for Starcrossed.
Not that I've ever witnessed.
Not for Starcrossed related things. Not for... I like to do an embarrass. I don't feel an embarrass. You know what? And I get how that could be frustrating, because you know who is my equivalent for that? I'm a big chicken. I spook a lot. Slayer is unspookable. I have run her through you know, the Halloween one shot, the, like, Bluebeard's Bride. She is unspoopable. Meanwhile, I spook myself while running Bluebeard's Bride. Like, so I feel that in that way. I am the Slayer of Starcrossed. Slayer eats spooks for breakfast.
Yep.
Yeah. I will never be the lead. Kay, you have to be the lead at some point. I know Meg talks about a D&D session gets super quiet. What? Oof. Rogues are... Yeah, okay, sorry, I was building my rogue. You got embarrassed for others, that's how... I get embarrassed for others, too. I get embarrassed when... But that's, like, different. I get embarrassed for, like, when someone does a dumb. I hate when people do, like, really cringy stuff on TV. I don't like watching that. Because I don't like that feeling. I
wish Rena were still here, because there's a German word for that secondhand embarrassment.
That makes sense.
One of those cool, long German words that...
It's not Schadenfreude.
No, it's another one. I can Google it, I'm
that's feeling happiness at others' pain, I think. Or something like that. Schadenfreude? So feeling embarrassment for others? Okay, how do I level this up? Carrying capacity. Use custom class. I love that several people just went Schadenfreude. Can I add things on with this? Launch level plus character mancer? Huh? Yay, Derek! Yeah. That's right, because you don't have to work tomorrow. From
Jake has it.
From Regelheit? Dustin, what did you just say? From Femdeschlammen?
They might both sort of be the same thing.
20 minutes of critical role. So yeah, we'll probably like end in like 10 minutes or so. But if anyone wants to help me build this character, what spells are good sorcerer spells, guys?
I don't have any of my books.
It's pronounced
next to me.
Femd Shaman. Regularly get embarrassed doing RP for murder hobos because I used to play D&D whenever. I feel embarrassment. I feel more like disappointed if I feel like I didn't RP well enough. I feel that. I don't feel... I think I often play characters that don't feel embarrassment. I feel like, because the first character you and I played together, I was very flamboyant and very, like... I was very much the lead of that game, too. And then this one, you know, I was playing a character who has no human concept of, like, shame and embarrassment. And then my first ever, like, main long-running campaign D&D character was Fern, the Fawn, who I wrote an entire society for where they were not going to feel remotely shameful of most human-shamed activities. Because I was like, no, I refuse. So...
Welcome to Jess.
Yeah, those are the things that I, like, refuse. I refuse to have my characters feel shame for, like, those sorts of things. So, alter self? Ooh, that sounds fun. As a DM, you have to apologize to your players channeling your inner Joker serial killer. Oh, God. You've constant feelings of messing up. Yeah, see, I feel that. Like, my biggest thing, I feel a lot of imposter syndrome, both as a human person and a person RPing characters. Half the time, I'm like, I'm not good enough to be this character. I don't RP good enough. I'm not doing this good enough. But, like, if I'm in, like, I like to build characters who don't feel bad. Like, they are brave and strong, and they refuse to feel bad about stuff. 'Cause that's how it should be. I refuse.
So here's a question for you, Jess.
Okay.
Have you ever in a game, I don't know how well you're familiar with the term, but have you ever felt bleed? Which is where your emotions, your feelings in character reflect into your out of character, like life, or vice versa, where your in character feelings or whatever are informed by whatever you're dealing with out of character.
I mean, I guess if in which you mean, like, I play a lot of strong-willed characters and it makes me come out of the game and act more stubborn. Like, I will come out and I'm like, no! I'm doing this thing! Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's one of my favorite things about finding D&D, is it literally, like, I have always had a strong person inside me, but often I will allow myself to be shy, or I will allow myself to, like, hold back on stuff. And I won't do that with D&D. I'm like, no. Gonna do all the things. Which is not to say, that's not entirely true. There's a lot of times when, like, I'm playing games, and if I'm playing with other people, I don't want to overspeak over other people. So I'll stay quiet for extended periods of time. This weekend, last weekend, the weekend that just passed, when I was in Ottawa with my friend, they were running, my last day there, they were running a game for their regular group. And oh my god, these are all people that have been playing D&D for like 20 years. And they're so good, and they get so in character, and they were playing as like, a city guard watch type group, and they were so smart. They got so into the roles of investigating, and they were breaking down their activities, and they were like, thing. And my friend built me a guest character to play in this, and I went so quiet in that one, because it was more about the fact that I felt like this is their story, and I don't want to fuck up their story, like, because I was built to be an asshole. And so there was a few shitty things, like, it was a lot of fun. There was a few shitty things, like, I stole a piece of evidence, but I did that knowing, like, later on they would get it back. Do you know what I mean? And there wasn't much past that I wanted to do, because I didn't want to mess up the story for them. It was their story. It wasn't
Plus,
mine.
I imagine they're all super invested in their characters.
Oh, God,
I mean, you're a guest character that was
so
like...
good, and I literally, as they were arriving, me and my friend were sitting at the table on D&D Beyond building this character. So I didn't know my spells, I didn't know my stats, I didn't know my reason for being an asshole. I was just an asshole. And so there was a certain amount of asshole things I wanted to do. There's a certain amount of, like, assholery that I was okay with. And I did, but for the most part, I just sat there very quietly. And I even said to them afterwards, I was like, I would have been happy just sitting there listening to you guys, because it was such a good game. And it was such a, like, they were all so good and invested, and I didn't feel the need to interrupt. Asshole quota, if you will. How many assholes we got on board this ship? Yo. Amazing. Yeah. What about you?
So I was actually having this conversation. The reason why I brought it up was I was having this conversation with Megan a few days ago, because I definitely have run across bleed, and I was absolutely not prepared to at all, because I hadn't ever before, and I've been role playing since like 3rd grade. But yeah, there was definitely at least one case that I can remember where I ended a game and I was like angry, and I was angry because my character was like angry and frustrated.
Yeah.
And like the game ended, and like I shut off my computer, and I still felt like angry, and I was like, I'm not actually mad at any of these people that I know outside the game, but I was absolutely like mad at their characters and stuff.
That's amazing.
It was so weird, bizarre feeling. I think I just kind of sat there for like half an hour just thinking about that, and I was like, oh, that's just weird.
Yeah, so then everyone in chat, like, have you experienced I feel like if you really get into it, it's hard not to feel it, but you can also separate it. I think it kind of depends.
Yeah, and there are definitely people who are better at just keeping those things separate.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. As long as it was a good game, I usually feel just, like, happy afterwards. I usually feel good. Or relieved, or, like, you know, you got to work through something. Hi, Linus! How you doing? I remember scaring Snick and everyone when the professor got angry. Oh, boy! I could believe that. Oh, boy. You experienced bleed a lot. You think it's because you're acting? Mm-hmm. I never did anything like that. I don't think I'm, like, good enough at RP. I don't know, because I can think of times where I was having like a really bad time, like a real rough time at school and stuff like that, and I was alone out in Nova Scotia. I was all on my own. I felt like shit, and I was like, I don't even want to play D&D today. I don't even want to play. And then I played, and afterwards it was like, like you're just able to like detach from a lot of like bad stuff. I think it's really good to like, both for getting to feel the other things and also getting to detach from your regular ones, and I don't know. I've put a lot of pen on my hand. I've just
Yeah,
been
no,
fiddling with this pen.
I absolutely agree with that. Like, I get what people are like. I know there are people that are hesitant to think of gaming as their role-playing games as therapy because it's not
it's
really.
but it's there.
But
It doesn't have to be therapy to be therapeutic.
exactly, yeah. There's definitely you work through things and you're like it more mindful of things because you're outside of yourself and playing roles. So yeah, it's definitely like Khalid just said, it's definitely cathartic, and it definitely helps you work through a lot of things.
Yeah. And it's garbage when people do stuff like that, Morgan, and I'm sorry. Like, you shouldn't hide behind your characters to, like, do shitty things to people. Because that is garbage times. I'm just reading through the chat now.
Yeah, I know. I'm catching up on it too.
Everyone got fancy wigs and things.
Kate
so
put
funny.
something on Twitter. Is that what I'm getting out of this that I haven't seen because I haven't read Twitter?
That's what I'm assuming happened here too.
Oh,
Aww.
yep. I love it.
I'm trying to open it. I want to see Kate. I want to see you, Kate. Oh my gosh. Kate. You look so good. Holy bananas.
Can't wait to see that all put together.
Yeah. Thing about your character while playing is the best. Yeah, it's so great to discover your character as you play them and stuff like that, and work through things and learn stuff about them.
Yeah.
And like, even though you made them, still having moments of discovery of your own character is so bananas awesome. That's so cool.
I've definitely like had those moments where you realize something about yourself because of the character you're playing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're like, oh, yeah, that.
Wig is long enough to do mermaid hair. Amazing. Oh, that's interesting. Your character, through a conversation they had, they realized they're gonna go Grave Cleric while also continuing as a Horizon Walker Ranger. That's an interesting mix. Ah! John, thank you so much for gifting that sub to Morgan. Morgan, you got your butts back! Oh my god, so many butts! Thank you, Derek. And yay, Morgan! For butts! All the butts! Thank you, Fuon. You out there lurking? John, did you get to see Starcrossed at all? It was so good! We had such a good game. That was a ton of fun. Oh my god! Lioness, thank you for the bits! You and filling up the cup. Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, and I was supposed to like
Oh, your little
show that
smooch
off
pillow!
during the Starcrossed game, but I forgot.
I love that smooch pillow. It's so cute. Doing a cuddle on it. Oh my god! To be modded, you can do this by. Oh, I was wondering why the Streamlabs bot wasn't working. Holy bananas! My event horizon is filling with shamrocks! Oh my god, Morgan! Morgan, oh my gosh, thank you so much for the bits! It's very good luck. It's all of the lucks. Oh my god! Dustin! Jesus. Oh my god, you went straight to 6,900? No, 690. It is still very nice. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness! You guys! You guys, chill out. Chill out. It's 5 minutes till critical role. It's 5 minutes till critical role.
I think what they're saying is they have to get all this in before critical role.
Oh my god, chill out. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Stop it.
So I'm not watching the stream, but does that 736 get him to some kind of important number?
I mean,
Is that the reason for 736?
I thought he was gonna go to like 60 something 9. I like that Morgan Phillip. Okay, so in case you don't know, when you do the bits, if you do like single donations, they're very like light and they kind of like float into the cup and they kind of like fill up the cup. If you do a big number, it smashes in and explodes the cup. So Morgan just finished filling up the cup with shamrocks, and then Dustin just smashed it. Exploded the cup, you brat. Oh my god, thank you guys so much. Now chill the heck out. It's almost critical role time. It's almost critical role time, you goons. I heart your faces. Stop being so cute. Stop being so cute, you cuties. Jeez Louise. What are we supposed to do here?
Stop being cute.
What?
Nothing.
What did you say? Oh my god, you bunch of goons. You bunch of goons! No, I wanted to blow it up. Yeah, some people like filling it, some people like blowing it up. Ah, Morgan! Morgan! Stop it! Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my gosh, you bunch of goons. I hurt your faces. Stop it. Stop it. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for playing games. And let's play lots more games. It's almost critical role time. So we're probably going to go over to a host in like a second. But y'all are the best. Thanks for playing games with us. Let's definitely try and do more. Like I said, once I figure out. I need to get my own copy of Companion's Tale because we were playing your copy of Companion's Tale. I want to see, is there a digital version? Is there like a...
there be... I have a PDF version. And it has the cards and stuff in PDF. There isn't one tied into Roll20.
Yeah, because that's what I mean. I specifically with, For the Queen, there's a Roll20 version.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Which is so cool. Because that's the one I'm going to get so that we can easily play that one. And then I totally want to get Companion's Tale, and then I totally want to get... well, I have Fall of Magic. I have to digitally bring it in. But those are all games that we should play. If anyone has any good, exciting Starcrossed ideas, let me know. I really like that one that Sundu threw out about the wizard and their familiar, but the familiar is secretly like a fae person or something. That's a really good one. Morgan, did you catch any of Starcrossed? Sorry, Lioness, did you catch any of Starcrossed? I think we finished it up before you got here, but it was a lot of fun. We got to do some pretty good touches and reveals and smooches, and I'm glad we came up with a way to save the forest.
Me too.
I was really worried we weren't gonna do that, and I was like, no! What if we don't save the forest?
That would have been the very sad ending.
It would have been so sad. So I'm really happy that our sweet, sweet babies got together, got to be happy, got to save the forest. Even their sad ending that we discussed is very sweet.
Yep.
Their like dark, sad death timeline, unfortunately.
I know, because we had to break our own hearts somehow.
Yep. Oh, you were working. I'm sorry. Hopping off. Okay, everyone that's gonna head out, have a good night. I heart your faces. Everyone that's sticking around, I'll see you in the chat for Critical Role. Yeah, thanks for being here.
Yes.
Follow Jason. Follow Alex Roberts. Hang out when we play games. Let's do all the things. And not hurt your faces. And oh my god, goodbye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye,